always in our clubhouse getting high. Super fuckers! Everybody wishes we would die. Super fuckers! Here we come like a bomb. Everybody fucking run and hide.
It's the Pizza Party Podcast. Who are you people?
I was fired.
Yeah.
But then I got fired.
He's back now.
Ken's back, everyone.
There was this sort of like a dilemma where we had blackmail involved. I mean, that's not a racist joke or anything, but yeah. So Ken's back, and he definitely is not going to leak those photos, right, Ken?
Yeah.
Oh, of course not.
We changed up the non-disclosure agreement. Everything's fine for now.
Yeah,
everything's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We didn't try to invite any. It's not like we invited any girls to ruin the situation. Hey, we have a guest tonight. Who are you?
I'm Nicolas. I don't know.
Yeah, Nicolas is my 12-year-old niece.
I'm not 12.
God damn it, Pan, you fucking cringe.
I'm her uncle.
Nicolas
Stop
PX
bringing
is
your
an
family
artist
to
and
the
a
podcast.
fellow commissioner who...
Yes, I am.
Yeah, well, she's not 12. We only pretend that she's 12 on certain occasions.
You only pretend she's 12, you sick fuck.
I only pretend I'm her uncle and stuff like that. And I help her cut her Denny's pancakes every so often since she can't do it herself.
You're so gross. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes those are really thick and hard to cut, so that's like not weird at all.
Jim, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, have you ever had Denny's pancakes, Nolan? Those are pretty different.
Yeah, you need.
really
Sometimes I have my mom come and help me, not because I can't do it myself. It's just like she cuts them better, so I don't see what the big deal is.
And nothing is sexual. What are you talking about, Noel?
I
mean,
also
weird.
cut them for Emily. It's not that weird.
Well, you guys
It's
like.
super creepy, actually. Please don't touch my pancakes.
Yeah, those pancakes are great. But anyway, that last video, the Scooby-Doo cyber chase video,
Actually, you know what, Pan? I think when you re-uploaded that old video with the fellow in the code, that was actually better than like all your recent reviews.
You know what?
Like that?
Shut
That was
up.
fucking hilarious.
Ouch!
Ow.
Damn, Ken, that was harsh.
Ow.
Like, it was funny. Wasn't that video funny?
Like,
The fellow in the code one?
I'm gonna start re-uploading all my old videos that were deleted from the video service Blip, since they deleted a lot of their users' videos because they didn't make enough views. But I have them, hopefully all of them saved.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll re-upload them like maybe every 2 weeks or so.
Was that the Raven one, or is
Yeah,
that
the Raven one.
okay?
The Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase review. You know why I did that video specifically?
Why?
Because you love Scooby-Doo
No.
and you want to express your hatred for that movie
No.
because it's written badly?
No, because the magnets thing, like that's been bothering me since elementary school. The entire reason I made that video is just because the magnet thing.
You, like, got super fucking, like, enraged over just those goddamn magnets. Like, you were almost autistic about it.
It doesn't make sense. And like I wrote like even more, like an extra page worth of magnets and like virtual reality and how it doesn't make any sense, but it's like, you know what, just cut pretty much most of this out. Who cares?
You know what would make you feel better?
What?
Write a fucking fiction. Just rewrite the whole script and then just have the magnets like fucking destroy the world, and then the problem is solved.
Just watch Tron. It's a better virtual reality thing.
No, listen, you should read that whole one page and make it exclusive for your Patreon.
Watch Spy Kids 3D. That's a better version of that.
I could suck ass.
Yeah, next video is going to be top 5 current cartoons, because people are asking like, hey, can you review Star versus Force of Evil, Harvey Beak, stuff like that. So next video is just going to be a countdown of like my first impressions for all those.
So this is like a side mission mixed in with a top count number video, you fucking shill.
Well, there's too many to discuss at this point. It's like,
Yeah, they make so many cartoons. We
But
can't.
Pan, if you make more videos, you make more money.
yeah, but you know, I think
Isn't that the ultimate goal here?
I don't know, but it's more effort. I have to get through a bunch of them, so this is a faster way. Who cares? Yeah, so you guys ready for the news?
Yeah.
Sure.
No, not really. I quit.
If only if we get to talk about the new Joker first.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Next on the news. The news. Scooby-Doo meets Kiss.
Wait, that's
That
real?
wasn't the Joker. You.
Wait. Hold on. Is that real?
Yes, we're doing this.
That's a thing that is real.
Scooby-Doo meets
It's gonna
Kiss.
happen.
It's this.
How has that not happened? Oh my, Kiss.
Well, actually, there was an episode of What's New Scooby-Doo where Kiss appeared in the background playing a concert.
Oh, well, that's not the same. Is it Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley?
What do you think?
Probably, but the other two are going to be random replacements because Ace Frehley and Peter Criss hate them. So
Yeah.
I don't like Kiss, but I love reading about them because Gene Simmons is one of the worst pieces of shit in the history of humanity. Like, if you made a scale of worst pieces of shit, you couldn't even make it without Gene Simmons.
Wow.
Like, I saw a documentary about Kiss from his perspective, and he basically acts like he did nothing wrong the entire band. He's like, I don't know what Ace's problem was. I mean, he was obviously on drugs, and I was sane and sober and doing wonderful things, and then he had to ruin the Kiss Corporation with his ego and cocaine problem.
Kiss Corporation.
I mean, it is a corporation. Have you heard the famous quote about Kiss?
Yes, say it again.
Most bands want to be the Beatles, but Kiss wanted to be Coca-Cola.
Pretty much.
I mean, that sums them up exactly.
They're the ultimate sellouts ever.
Well, I disagree because they had no integrity. So they bought in.
Oh.
Man, Jim's just fucking ripping into people.
Look, Kiss, I like Kiss because they don't give a shit. Like, they're not like a band that was ever great or anything. They were a corporation, They're like the band that like was made to sell out, and there's a coffin with Kiss on it. I mean, need I say more?
I guess you could say the person in that coffin got the kiss of death.
Died.
Oh, actually, Dimebag Darrell was buried in a Kiss coffin.
Oh.
That's true.
Wow. Yeah, so hey.
You know what I want to see? I want to see a reboot of Scooby-Doo meet Batman, but make it grim dark like The Dark Knight.
Oh,
Get
please.
Christian Bale to come back.
No. We don't need Christian Bale. We need
You could get Val Kilmer. What's he doing? He's not doing anything.
Val
He needs the
Kilmer?
money.
Who's that?
He was Batman Forever Batman.
I know. That was the joke.
Oh, sorry.
God damn it, Jim. You fuck.
I actually thought you didn't know. I was like, this works so well for the joke that he. Oh well.
Oh, that reminds me. Adam West and Burt Ward are reuniting for an animated Batman animated cartoons thingy. Just
Are they like 20 million?
a straight-to-video movie.
I hope that it's better than they made a TV movie where they went back and kind of did a movie about their run as Batman and Robin, but they also had cutaways to them now. And I hope it's better than that because that was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
It came out in like 2009, maybe. Someone can correct me and is probably right. But I remember watching it and I was excited, and then it sucked.
Yeah, but hey, Scooby-Doo meets Kiss. I can't.
What is Scooby-Doo crossover do you guys?
I will watch. What?
I'm trying to think of a Scooby-Doo crossover that I would like to see.
I would like to see Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo
He could.
meets Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Oh no, that's awful.
It doesn't get
I would
any
see-
worse than that.
Well, Archie's getting a crossover with Predator, so why not Scooby-Doo?
What?
You didn't. I told you this.
I swear to God, we talked about this before in this podcast.
I don't
Yeah, we
know.
did talk about this.
I don't remember recording these things.
Archie crosses over with the Punisher. He can cross over with whoever he wants.
Oh God.
Remember the
crosses over
the
with-
comic where Archie gets shot and fucking killed?
Oh yeah, that was something.
Rest in peace, you ginger son of a bitch.
Yeah, stupid waffle-headed freak.
But the thing about Archie, if you had heard all those offensive things he said in that comic, you would have shot him too.
Well, it was the 50s, it was accepted.
It was
I'm
okay.
joking.
Racism was okay back then. It was classic.
Yeah.
I don't think he actually said anything bad. That was a joke.
I don't know. Riverdale,
Isn't he
I don't
supposed to be like
remember
a
that,
political officer or some shit in that comic?
Riverdale's a pretty white neighborhood.
Did you ever see that one Archie comic where Archie was going around blackface and everyone thought it was funny?
Oh, classic Archie. I remember that one.
That was
Let
a
them
great
watch
art.
out.
That was during Frank Miller's run on Archie. Wait, speaking of how racist Frank Miller is, did you hear about the name of the new Batman comic?
What's it called?
Black man?
I think it's called like Master Race or something.
Uh-oh.
I have to look this up because it was pretty bad.
Black man, master race.
The Black Knight rises.
Oh,
It's getting a little racist in here.
the Black Knight rises.
Welcome to the club, sister.
Welcome to my twisted
The
mind.
South rises again.
Oh my god. Every time I'm at work and I mention that I'm from the North, which I know sounds like I brag about it a lot, but really it just comes up because I say singles and bubbler all the time. Like, they always go, the South shall rise again, and I'm like, oh god, I hope not.
Uh-oh.
Every time someone brings up the Civil War, I'm like, dude, that's like if you had an argument with your kitchen. Who has an argument with your kitchen? It's where all the food is. That's the dumbest shit ever. You were never going to win that anyway. Come on.
Oh.
Like, on a logistical standpoint, you were never going to... It was the dumbest war ever. And then you got upset for the next 200 years about how you lost your kitchen. I would not win a fight with my kitchen, and then I wouldn't blame the kitchen afterwards. That's history, kids.
Thanks, Jim.
This is how I'm going to get a letter bomb, isn't it?
I don't know.
This podcast. Sorry, I've gone way too far already.
That puts everything in perspective.
But it is actually called Batman the Master Race.
Hey, other news. Speaking of Batman, okay, so you know about the upcoming movie Trigger Warning Suicide Squad? It's about...
Is this an animated movie or is this
Trigger warning, Suicide Squad.
Look,
Wait, what did you say?
I don't know, I want to be
What did you-
respectful.
What did you call it?
I call it the Trigger Warning Suicide Squad. You know, you want to be respectful.
Okay.
That's so fucking funny.
Basically, the Suicide Squad is a group of, like, Arkham villains, I think, and they escape from prison, and one of them's the Joker, and, they revealed for this live-action movie the new Joker played by Jared Leto, or whoever that is.
Isn't he like in a band
Jay
or
Leno.
something?
Yeah, Jay Leno's the new Joker. So they revealed what he looked like, and
They really liked him. His portrayal as the Crimson Chin, so they thought he could bring something new to the Joker role.
Actually, I guess it matches because the Joker was never funny.
oh, that's not
Ouch.
nice.
Boom.
But yeah, so they revealed the image for the live-action Joker, and he looks like
Shit.
yeah, he looks like a Borderlands character.
He looks like he manages a Hot Topic or something. You know?
He looks very edgy. I'm pretty sure he has a Gurr tattoo somewhere.
Oh, what do you think of his damage tattoo, Nicholas?
Oh my god. You might as well have a tattoo that says, "Welcome to my twisted mind" on it. Because he sounds like an edgy scene girl from 2006.
The greatest year ever. That's when they stopped making VHSs.
2006 was the greatest year because that was the year that Sonic died, and
Oh no.
I guess that was it.
Ouch. That was the worst thing that happened in the 2000s. Oh god. That and VCR going down.
Yeah, that was definitely the worst thing that
I
happened.
can't believe VCR is dead. And like Cars was the last Pixar movie released on VHS.
Wow.
Wait,
really?
Cars was?
Yeah, Cars on
Yeah.
VHS.
I thought that was way past.
The last movie released on VHS was History of Violence.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's pretty weird to think like we're going into the HD era. Blu-ray and PS3s were starting to come out in 2006, and we still had VHS at that time.
Well, it's because
Really?
I look at it how formats change is when some dad in a suburban neighborhood is like, God damn it, I'm not buying a new technology. We just upgraded to the VHS and the DVD. I ain't buying that, and it's not happening. And then when he goes to Blockbuster and he can't rent anything, then he changes his mind. He's like, all right, I'll get the damn thing.
Yep, VH.
Ever since Obama was
best.
president, god damn
Yeah,
it.
some dogs
That-
barking.
That's my dad's friend's dog, Bruce.
Ah, okay.
Please, everyone, please draw what Bruce looks like. Thank you.
anytime somebody new on the podcast like comes from my background, like gets fan art, it's amazing.
I like that idea.
Please draw Bruce. What does it look like? Who is he? Is he dead? Maybe. I don't know.
Do you guys like the new Joker?
No.
Nope, sucks.
No.
You know what? I will say I wouldn't talk shit about the Jared Leto Joker thing for a long time when everyone else was, because I was like, look, let's see it out. Maybe this will work. Like, I really held my opinion for all this time, and then Friday I was like, no, fuck this. This is awful.
Well,
like,
to
it's
be-
not. I don't know.
To be
I
fair,
don't like the DCU right now in the movies. It's
Oh.
not looking good.
let's,
The DCU has better animated stuff than Marvel does. Because
Yeah,
if
true.
anybody says Ultimate Spider-Man is good, please leave. But
Drake Bell needs a job.
No, people see his band, so he's fine.
He had
Right?
the ban?
Doesn't he? Did I just make that up?
yeah, he
think
does
you
have a
did.
band.
Oh, I
make
was
that
right.
up.
I believe
Okay,
they're
cool.
called Nobody Knows Who They Are.
Didn't he break
Wait, is
his
that their real name or?
No.
Oh, I thought that was
Guys,
their
stop
name.
being such a Megan.
Oh,
Megan's get out!
Yeah, Megan. I was gonna bring Emily in here, but it's like I don't care anymore. Forget her.
Wow.
Is she finally dead?
No, maybe I should call her. Should I bring her back?
Do
Please
not.
don't.
Okay.
No.
okay.
It's okay. You don't need to bring your Jar Jar links into the call.
I would throw Emily off a bridge if I could.
I don't know. I think Emily would enjoy the new Joker, but people have always I just want to see how it turns out. Like, it could be good. I mean, it's just a different interpretation. I mean, nobody was excited when.
Shut up, Pan. You like Barbart too.
Yeah, exactly.
Next topic.
Oh, but people hated when Heath Ledger was announced and when they saw his first image of the Joker, and then they hated when Mr. Mom was announced to be Batman in '89.
Actually, that's a good point because I was not having it with Heath Ledger until I saw the movie. I was really against it. So maybe, we haven't seen the movie and that's we should maybe wait, but nothing, the DCU, they're trying to build up this thing that we're supposed to care about for the rest of the decade. And it's not making me excited for all those movies right now, between this and the Batman vs. Superman trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't think anyone's
doing the suits, and that was it.
It's not like that Star Wars trailer that came out the day before. I'm super excited even more, and that one lowered my excitement somehow.
Yeah.
So it's they're not doing the good job they should.
But yes, other news, very quick news. Hulu is going to get a bunch of Cartoon Network and Adult Swim shows, both old and new, and Celebrity Deathmatch is being revived for MTV2. Remember Celebrity Deathmatch?
Why?
Welcome back for our main event.
Eminem and Kid Rock have both rapped their way to the top of the charts, but there's only room for one at number one.
But now they both want to be the king of the white rap capital of the world.
So tonight we'll separate the white rap from the white crap in a deathmatch special we're calling Total Request Dead.
No one's gonna watch
Yeah.
that.
People would watch that now if you put that online and said, look at Epic Rap Battle. That is so huge. If you just had this thing.
Yeah, it's pretty much epic rap battles with wrestling and stop motion animation.
I like Epic Rap Battle is let's take hip hop and make it the whitest thing imaginable, where you can hear every lyric possible. That's the most anti-hip hop thing in the world, and make it have really boring historical figures and not be about anything. It's let's neuter this genre beyond belief.
Jim, you got to understand that hip hop's pretty scary, so you got to put a white person in so people will give it a chance.
I know, but it just I understand what they're doing, but it bothers me when I'm like, dude, it's
This
just
is the
not
Grace to Knock Force.
exactly.
There's not a white person in here. I can't relate.
So
Spooky.
let me
guns.
let me explain what Celebrity Deathmatch is. Basically, it's a stop motion animated cartoon, and they always just it's a parody of all these celebrities fighting. And it started out in the late '90s, and then it got canceled. They brought it back in the 2006, 5 around
Got
there.
canceled again.
Got
Yeah.
canceled, and now they're bringing it back again for MTV2.
God damn it! How
Yeah.
much
Its first
do you do to put me down?
thing was a halftime special during the Super Bowl, and you could watch Hanson and the Spice Girls fight for I think it was suckiest band ever or something. And I was 13, and I was this is amazing. It's so hilarious. But I can imagine if you brought that back now, since most of the stuff that's on late night shows that ends up trending or whatever are skits starring celebrities, that this could be really big. This, it's the right climate
It says,
for it.
Yeah, it's on MTV2. How
This is-
popular that?
Well, they'll put it on YouTube because you're allowed to use YouTube hits to tell your advertisers the show's doing well, because that's what they did with that lip sync challenge show. Lip sync bat, I might be getting it wrong, but that's apparently they've said like, well, look, we got 4 million YouTube hits, and their advertisers are like, oh, okay, that's fine then.
This is it's reimagined for a world of social media and hourly Twitter wars. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. See, that's they're totally going to put it on YouTube because that's like acceptable to do that now.
Yeah,
for some reason.
I don't know how that's going to work if it's stop motion, and how's that going to affect the thing that's...
Yeah, how will they,
I feel like they'll recycle footage or something, or it'll be like a, sort of like that Flushed Away movie where it's like CG, stop motion.
Yeah. That was weird.
It was uncanny, yeah.
I've never seen
Maybe they'll have it like by the time they animate it, they'll be like, hey guys, it's Rihanna versus Chris Brown, right? That's still a thing.
Oh my god.
I mean, they'll probably like make 2 endings for each fight and have people vote on Twitter like who they want to win or whatever.
Isn't that going to be a little time consuming though?
Yeah. But
yeah, the logistics of this don't work for us.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But like, if they brought back Celebrity Deathmatch twice, then surely they'll bring back Beavis and Butthead again. Someday.
No, they shouldn't, because Mike Judge is busy with Silicon Valley, and I don't want them to come back. They're a
Mike Judge is busy making another show that's going to get canceled soon.
I mean,
Silicon Valley's doing well, actually.
Didn't Mike Judge had like a show called like The Goody Family, and it starred that really
it did.
teacher from Beavis and Butthead, and it didn't last at all. It was on ABC.
They burned it off in the summer. I watched it, but it was like kind of like King of the Hill just ended. And, it was me and King of the Hill ending. It was a bad breakup, and I was going through something, so I watched The Good Family. It was a dark time. I actually don't want to talk about it.
Can't wait for Goody Family to rerun on Adult Swim.
Hasn't it already?
Nope. I think it's on ABC, and that's Disney.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that good. It was the liberal King of the Hill is what they called it.
Oh, yeah. Other news. WB is making a Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long shot.
Bear Husband's gonna be on the screen.
Okay, so Five Nights at Freddy's, if you don't know, it's this indie game where you look at cameras and then you see this haunted pizzeria. And
then you shut doors, and that's it.
Yeah, it's like Hotel Mario. You just shut doors, and that's it.
You wait to get scared, and then you get scared, and like, oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
I had fun, I think. I don't know.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
I guess it's fun. I guess I'll draw a porn of it now. Whatever.
Nicolas, didn't you draw art of Five Nights at Freddy's?
Maybe.
Not specifically porn, though.
No, it was just like this very small picture, and people like stole it like instantly, and it just made me hate the fandom so much.
All fandoms are terrible.
That's why you just put your like name or like URL on the picture. That way, like at least it'll be linked to you.
Yeah. I mean, you should see the fandom on DeviantArt. That's horrendous.
Oh, don't go there.
I think just the phrase fandom on DeviantArt is usually not.
By the way, please check out our fan group thing.
Fan group on DeviantArt.
I don't remember where the link
It's a
is.
Freddie podcast. You can see fan art of
We
Nolan.
love you guys.
I'll link it maybe, hopefully, I don't know. We'll find it.
You can see fan art of Nolan, Pan, and Jim, and Not Me, and XLR.
Yeah. Can't wait for that Five Nights at Freddy's. Yes.
Oh boy, I can't wait. I hope the whole movie, the security guard is waiting.
Yeah.
For it's an hour.
It's gonna be a found footage movie. It probably is.
I feel like it would work better if it was like found footage in third person.
Define third person.
Yeah,
like
The camera's shaky, but it's like third person. I don't know.
You mean like that one Spanish movie Rec where they're like recording the newscaster going through the thing?
Nicolas,
I think so.
Nobody knows your obscure indie movies.
It's not even indie.
It's not even indie.
I've heard of
They
them.
remade it in like
Can you're just stupid.
2008, I think.
Oh yeah, didn't it have a different name for the American remake?
I think I was more thinking of I don't remember if it was Insidious or it was some other movie, The Conjuring. I don't know.
Was it that movie where those teenagers
But
got
like this guy was
superpowers?
moving into a house with his family for some reporting thing, and then he finds a bunch of old
That's
tapes.
Sinister.
Sinister, that's it.
Oh,
Sinister
yeah.
was cool.
Something in the style of Sinister, where it kind of like he's like it shows him like sitting in the office and like reacting, and then hearing the noises, and then yeah.
Yes. Oh, Sinister. Basically, yeah. It's literally a found footage movie because it's a regular film, but it's a guy who finds footage and then he plays the
Yeah.
footage.
Yeah.
Also, if you remember the review website Spill.com, now they're called Double Toasted. One of the members, Carlisle, he wrote that film.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you guys know Spill. Type
I
The hell's a
spilled my water on my computer and it
Double
broke.
Toasted. They're double toasted now. Yeah. But other news, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the guys who gave you the Lego Movie, Clone High, 21,
I think
Linkara the movie, that was a good one.
2122 Jump Street, they're making for 2018 a animated Spider-Man theatrical film.
Villains on the rise and the city's victimized. Looking up with no surprise, arriving in the speed of time. Spectacular, spectacular, Spider-Man. Spectacular, spectacular, Spider-Man. Spectacular.
Well, they actually didn't say that they're directing it.
What are they?
What?
What are they doing then?
They're just writing and producing it.
They're just looking at it like, wow.
They've been attaching themselves as like they're writing the Flash movie, but they're not directing that either. So people are not actually, no one's sure when they said they're doing this. No one's sure, are they still doing the Flash movie? And the question of what are they directing next has still not been answered.
Yeah, I hope it's not like something where like Guillermo del Toro, where he works on a bunch of different things and half of them
Yeah.
never get made.
I wouldn't mind if they did like, because they've always had like they had an animated movie and a live action movie going on at once. It would be cool if this is the animated movie, and I don't want them to do the Flash, but I would probably like the Flash a lot more if they did it. So, you know, they should do something like of their own, actually.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool.
That reminds me when who was the guy who did Scott Pilgrim?
Edgar Wright.
Yeah, Edgar Wright was gonna do Ant-Man, and he had to get dropped out of it.
Well, he got dropped because that's sad, because he was supposed to have done it for like forever, but he got dropped because he wouldn't make connections to the Marvel universe.
Yeah, I think it was because and Edgar Wright has such a specific directing style, so I guess it didn't work for Disney.
So basically, he was kind of like fired for the same reason Edward Norton was. He's not a team player.
Well, the weird thing is, I mean, he was around before Disney bought Marvel, and he just stuck around for that long developing it, but he's the reason they started developing the movie in the first place. So it's this weird thing where they like, but apparently a lot of it, his storyboards and his script are still in there, and people have even said in the trailer the train shot is actually his joke. So no one knows. It's going to be a weird movie to watch because he had a lot to do with it behind the scenes. Because the guy came on really late. Like, I doubt he rewrote the whole script. You know?
I guess they're just working off what he had, and I don't know, leaving it like that.
But an awesome animated Spider-Man movie, like, that sounds amazing. Like, I've always wanted a really good animated Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, there's
like,
not that
I hope
many
it's
animated superhero films for theaters.
No. I mean, of known characters, I think it's just Mask of the Phantasm.
Is that it? Is that all the animated superhero films that were pre-existing heroes?
I mean, that got theatrical at least. I can't think of anything else.
Because everything's like Incredibles, Megamind, and Big Hero 6.
I really, really...
Oh, Big Hero 6. Yeah, but that barely has anything to do with the actual comics.
I mean, you could count the Superman shorts from the 40s, but that's about it.
That's from the 40s.
Yeah, that shows you how many... It's weird that we don't have very many animated superhero movies from known characters. Like, you'd think there'd be more, but it's really small.
I guess they're just satisfied with having it on TV.
Yeah. Well, I think... it's not like Mask of the Phantasm broke box office records. I think they just know people aren't going to turn out. So
yeah.
But I think because apparently Sony wants to have a animated franchise and a live action franchise, and that sounds really cool to me.
I think that's gonna get too convoluted. Like, how many theatrical Spider-Mans are there gonna be?
Well, I think they did it so they can keep the rights forever and ever.
Oh, yeah.
But it is a year, it's going to be a year after the live action Spider-Man that Marvel's producing comes out.
Oh, I thought it was just gonna be some guy who appears in the Avengers. I didn't think they would make a full movie.
Well, it's going to be, the deal is he appears in the Avengers, but then Kevin Feige and Marvel help produce and develop the first one, at least. And so the first one sounds like a Marvel-led Spider-Man movie, and that sounds cool. But the other ones, the ones after that, I don't know. Sony's not the greatest, so
I feel there's too many Spider-Man theatrical films now.
Well, that's all they have. That's all they have to support their family, their little Sony family.
Yeah, that and X-Men. That's all they got.
No, that's another studio. They don't even have that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
See, this is why they're desperate. They have a cup. They're like, look what the interview did to us.
We just don't know what happened. Yeah.
No, wait, what if North Korea instead hacked all these Spider-Man movies into
North Korea just hacked Nolan.
Oh, fuck.
Nolan, I told you.
North Korea hacked my house and made a big tin of biscuits fall over.
Oh, God.
Whoa, the power they have.
Are you working for the terrorized?
I'm being terrorized. Dad, don't just blow on it.
Please
It's
don't.
around for 10 seconds, you moron.
Don't
Disgusting.
disrespect your dad.
Hey,
Oh my
fans.
God. Someone make
all
a
what's
comic
happening
of that.
right now.
You bloody donkey.
Hey, you guys want to get into the topic?
Gordon
No,
Ramsay,
should
don't
we-
approve.
I'm not gonna lie.
Should we
Get out of my bloody
acknowledge?
restaurant.
Did we acknowledge the Shrek? How many Shreks we said?
I don't know. Some guy said it was 222. I'll contact him, I guess, eventually.
I think a fan counted, and he said, "Never make me do this again, Jim, or I swear to God." But I think
What?
I think the count was 49.
No.
Oh, I think this person said 222.
So there's a humongous difference.
I think I want to break the record in Shark Tale jokes
No.
in a future episode.
Oh, baby, Shark Tale? Hell yeah. Woo, woo. I don't remember any
Hey,
songs.
Shark Tale. Okay, sorry. Topic.
Let's get into the topic.
Shark Tale, baby.
And tonight's topic is gonna be cartoons based on toys, or toys based on cartoons, or whatever. Just toys, yes.
My favorite brand of toys are Made Toys. Wait, Made Toys. Like, you have a... Forget it. Scrap joke. Bad joke. Vanish up. I'm out.
Hey,
Boo, get out.
let's talk about the greatest toy commercial of them all. Monster High! Nicolas, you love Monster High?
Oh,
I do love Monster High.
Yeah, Nicolas is like 12. She loves Monster High.
I love Barbie.
stop.
I love
For
Brat, too.
Goodness sake, I'm not 12. I know I sound like it, but I'm not.
Han, I'm gonna push you off a bridge.
She's so excited to start high school in 2 years that she likes to play Monster High just to get the feeling right.
Oh, high school sucks dick.
I
so.
swear to
Yeah,
God,
high
I'm
school
gonna
rules.
kick you off a roof or something.
Yeah, explain what a Monster High is.
Monster High is
Wow,
a
man,
toy
that's so
line
funny.
by Mattel that has its own web series. It's about this group of monster, what they like to call ghoul friends.
Yeah. It's like girl, but it's ghoul. They're puns. The show is full of...
So
love
many
Barbie.
puns.
Barbie is the best toy brand of all time.
Barbie is like so 20 years ago. Like Monster High is the new Barbie. It's like the new Bratz.
Man, I love My Little Pony. I just fucking love My Little Pony so much.
Hey, remember Bratz?
I like the Bratz the most because it reminds me of all the girls who said no to me in high school have eating disorders now.
Oh.
Those toys are really hard to like stand up because their heads are so big, so they just fall. I hate those toys.
People complain about Barbie being so illy proportioned that she'd have to walk on all fours. But what if Bratz existed?
No.
Bratz, like, no, their heads would be like the size of like minivans, and their like waist would be like, I don't know, street poles. They'd like have to like get like some kind of weird wheelchair, but for their head. So they have to like bend over at a like 90-degree angle with their legs, and then have their head in the wheelchair, and just kind of have to walk everywhere while looking at this weird mirror thing to see forward.
They're kind of like those Pep Boy mascots from that episode of The Simpsons where the mascots came to life.
That was funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Monster High. So
yeah, Bratz.
It's a high school full of preppy monsters.
Bratz toys are probably the best toys of all time, to be honest. I mean, you have Rochelle, Shaniqua. These toys are the greatest.
I don't even know if those are the real names or names you just made up.
I mean, I think without Rochelle, no one would be into it. I think she's really the gateway into the Bratz universe, or the Bratz canon, as I like to call it.
It's kind of weird. Every time you buy the Bratz toy, they always give you a bucket of KFC. It's kind of like, what?
That is one of the reasons I got into it, because I was really into KFC, and I would just buy them. Because you get a doll and you get a bucket of KFC, and what else is there to life? That's life. You hang out with your Bratz doll, watch some TV, talk about life, eat some fried chicken, take your shirt off.
Yeah, watch some TNT, pick some cotton, whatever.
Because, by the way, you can't eat fried chicken with your shirt on, kids. I hope if you haven't really eaten fried chicken.
I always eat fried chicken with my pants off and my shirt off, and I just rub the chicken on my tits.
See, Ken goes way further than me, but I just like the breezy air. That's all.
I remember that when I would play with my brothers and sisters with Bratz dolls, we would have domestic disputes, and they'd end with divorce. And then later in life, my parents actually divorced. So, I think we had some kind of form of foresight there.
Thanks, Bratz. I love you.
And thank you, Bratz, for reminding me the harsh realities of life.
Remember the Bratz movie?
I'd rather not.
I do, but I didn't see it.
Did anyone see the Bratz?
Did you see the Bratz and Barbie crossover? That was like my Avengers.
I saw the See It movie.
Which movie?
How Barbies and Bratz kind of like had this sort of deformed Siamese cousin called Seen It girls or Scene Girls.
It's called My Scene.
My Scene. Thank you. And some of the like 2 doll pack had a DVD with it. My friends owned the DVD, and for some reason we were like, hey, we can watch this, because we were bored one night. And so I remember watching it, and there was this one scene where this girl was like talking to this guy about how she felt like she didn't have a crush on him or anything. And they were like, I'm glad we came to this understanding. And then they just hug each other like, hey, yeah, we're having fun, we're friends. And then this one girl walks up on it, and it zooms in on her eyes, and tears start forming, and she's like, no way, and like runs away crying. It was so funny. I just love it how like, oh my god, they're hugging. It's all over. The boy likes the other girl. That's all that matters. And this beach vacation in like Miami, Florida, or whatever the fuck.
Oh, that reminds me. Have you guys seen Barbie's Life in a Dream House?
Yes.
No.
It's actually really good.
Isn't that like the basically Barbie's answer to My Little Pony Friendship is Magic?
How?
And in that it's like actually well written.
Well, I
wouldn't say it's very well written. It's more like it gets by.
That's all it takes, is just make a show that's good and happen to have make it girly.
Yeah, basically.
No, I make my big bucks.
Well, okay, so Barbie's Life in a Dream House, it's this web show, and the reason why it works is because it's like short skits with Barbie, except they play it totally straight, yet they have the physics of actual Barbie dolls. Like, they turn on a TV, and the TV's nothing but a sticker. It doesn't do anything, but they're so entranced and think it's a real TV. Like, it's kind of like the Lego movie. It works because it's aware that they're dolls, but it's a CGI thing. So, yeah.
So anyway, my dad bought me some Polly Pocket, and I slapped that shit because it's not real Barbie.
Oh man, remember Betty Spaghetti?
Oh.
She
I
was
don't know
the
any of
coolest.
Oh god, that thing was creepy looking.
I had
I like to
one
call
for
her
the
my
longest time.
Alexia, the doll.
I remember like opening a shelf like in my sister's room, and there was like this weird doll. I think it was a Betty Spaghetti, but it had just like these a normal human head, but like a rubber stick body, and that always creeped me out. And I never opened that drawer again.
Do you guys remember Hello Kitty and how you put them on and they fall because their head's too fucking big?
No.
Fuck off.
Um,
Never had Hello Kitty.
Going back to Monster High, like I don't know,
Anyway,
my
Bratz.
my-
Let's talk about Bratz some more.
Monster High. My friend showed me that.
Lakeisha,
The
Kendra,
the
best toy of all time.
wait, we should talk about Kendra, because without Kendra, I mean, the Bratz, that was really a turning point in the Bratz history of the Bratz.
the Bratopedia.
the Bratopedia. Don't joke about the Bratopedia. I'm a known contributor. I'm a Bratzibitor of the Bratzopedia.
But like Monster High, like the cartoon is awful. Like they're just these web cartoons. Well, there's web cartoon, there's straight to video CGI movies, and then there's like anime shorts. And I like the anime shorts more.
The anime shorts
about-
aren't legit.
I like them.
You're living in a daydream. Those are just made to sell toys
Oh.
to Japanese children like super quick.
Oh, like the other Monster High movies and cartoons weren't meant to sell to children.
Yeah, but at least they were like a little more interesting than Laguna just smothering herself in cream and
Let me explain the
fun.
thing. Okay, because there's this fish creature named Laguna, and since she's out of water, she always has to moisturize herself with this cream.
Oh man, that reminds me of that Brat girl, Aqua. Man, she was fine. I love
Are you
Brat
just
so
making
much.
this shit up?
No, these are 100% true facts.
I think
No, I will back Ken up. Aqua, I mean, without Aqua, clearly the Bratz history was really coming to a standstill, and then Aqua came in and refreshed us.
You don't
All
know
I-
nothing.
All I know is that Aqua is the best Kingdom Hearts character ever.
Aqua also did the Barbie girl song, Bring It All Back.
Oh man.
I think
I
there's
ain't no
something worth
holodeck
mentioning.
girl.
What's that?
Is that recently, I wouldn't say recently, but a couple years ago, Bratz actually tried to copy Monster High with the Bratzilla line.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, the dolls are kind of
Awful.
okay-ish looking, but it's just they wanted to like they wanted it to be Monster High, so they came out with this line, and they're all like half monster, half witch. It's not really clear.
Like, if you search hard enough, there's all these weird, very poorly designed, like, Monster High knockoffs. Like Fairy Tale High or something.
Did you guys ever see Bratz vs. Godzilla? That was a good movie.
That was a good movie. I like that movie.
They beat Godzilla with the power of love.
So,
I mean, it's not as good as Godzilla vs. Bambi, which is real, and go on YouTube, kids. Check it out. It's amazing.
is the studio
I know there was-
Toho okay with Bratz using the word Zilla? Because Toho took away Zilla from the US Godzilla, and now they just call him Zilla.
They took our shot.
So they took away Zilla,
Yeah.
but they're still calling it Zilla.
Yeah.
No, but they're they took away Zilla, but they can't take away our god. It was there. I went for it.
So yeah, if you remember Godzilla, the 1998 American movie, they found it so insulting the original Japanese filmmaker company that they just decided to officially dub that Godzilla as Zilla. Oh, and he cameoed in some other Godzilla movie. I think it was Godzilla Final Wars or something.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
fought him.
Yeah,
That's all.
Japanese Godzilla fought Zilla, and the
Yeah.
fight lasted 3 seconds, and Godzilla just tail whips him
Well,
into
I
the
was
city
watching-
building.
I was watching AVGN Monster Marathon, and he just said Godzilla just killed every monster without even trying or whatever.
Yeah, it was like I mean, it's a cool movie to watch with a bunch of people while they talk over it, but it's not the greatest. You know?
If you watch it alone, it just gets kind of sad, and you're like, "Wow, this is what Matthew Broderick did after Lion King."
And you're sitting there watching it with your shirt off, eating fried chicken next to your Bratz doll, and you feel a little pathetic.
And then you start looking at your Bratz doll, and your hand slowly goes further down south.
Oh,
and then you
no.
realize, no, this is wrong. But then the little demon on your other shoulder says, "Do it."
Yeah, Krusty's not gonna like this.
Oh, my goodness.
I just think back to that Krusty episode where Krusty came to life.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So anyway, Jade from the Bratz is pretty hot.
Yeah,
Oh,
Sasha,
Jade?
too.
are you just
Jade
googling
is-
stuff on the Bratz wiki or something?
Now he's getting the
shut up.
names right.
you know what? I will say I've made up everything about this. I don't know about... I don't know.
I'm not.
You're like
This is
30 years old.
100%.
Of course you don't give a shit.
you're
about Bratz.
interfering with my knowledge of Monster High.
Shut the fuck up, man. We gotta talk about Bratz, okay?
Because the Flash cartoons online are so cheesy, they're so bad, and I think one of the first episodes is Frankenstein's daughter, because all the characters are based on like the daughters of classic monsters. Like,
Oh, like Scooby-Doo.
Wait,
Scooby-Doo Monster High.
wait.
What
I
does
have a
Universal
question.
have to say about this?
I have a real question about this now.
Yeah.
So there's a Dracula's daughters in this.
yeah, she's a Draculaura.
Is she a lesbian?
She has a boyfriend named Claude Wolf, and he's
Oh,
just
'cause-
the son of a werewolf.
Because in the 30s they made basically a Dracula's granddaughter movie, and it's like heavily implied she's a lesbian in that. I don't remember the name of the movie, and I think there's also a Frankenstein's daughter movie in the 30s or 40s also. But I know the Dracula, that was the big thing, is that they made kind of a heavily implied lesbian vampire movie way back when.
Calm down, Ken.
This is important.
There was that Scooby-Doo movie, Scooby-Doo, The Ghoul School,
Yeah, that was the best movie in the world.
which I think though, yeah, I kind of want to credit that for creating Monster High, sort of like I think that gave the idea for Monster High.
Well, hopefully eventually they'll graduate to Monsters University.
Yeah, like they like. yeah.
I like that
That's talking about
it took Pat a second. He was like,
Yeah,
well,
Yeah, I remember drawing that comparison forever ago, like thinking, wait, Monster High, is that like Monsters University? Like, oh no, they're not related. Darn. Yeah.
It's not actually like clear how graduation works because Frankie, the Frankenstein's daughter, is like probably a year old,
Well,
and Dracula is 16,000 at least. So like, when's she graduating?
old enough. Yeah.
graduation, even in life, I mean, do you really graduate from high school?
You really graduate from life after you're done.
Never ends.
I mean, life is like high school, if you
No,
think.
like the true goal in life is to graduate from Dual Academy.
Oh.
I've been trying to graduate from Sky High, but they never admitted me.
Will, I just want you to know how proud I am that you'll be attending my alma mater.
From the moment Will Stronghold started high school, he knew he was in for the ride of his life.
Here we go!
Welcome to Sky High. You are the descendants of the world's most legendary superheroes.
At Sky High, they treat sidekicks like they treat minorities.
Oh, it's a very.
How many people did they actually like kick out from like this? Like someone fell from the school?
How many people died in Sky High? Well, I guess they didn't die if they fell off, since they didn't die on the property of Sky High, so they're not a.
Oh, that's a great loophole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
not our problem.
I bet their lawyer thought of that one, and they're like, safe.
Yeah. Assholes.
That's terrible, actually. Sky High is a lot darker than I originally thought it was.
Yeah, I wish Sky High took off. Like, I wish that was like a more popular movie, but no, it didn't just.
Actually, when I saw it with everyone I saw it with, everyone was like, man, I hope this takes off, but we all knew it wouldn't. It was like really depressing. We're like, we're so into this, but this is where it ends.
I guess it was too
And it-
cheesy.
Well, it's like if it came out now, I think it would do a lot better. It was just the fanboy thing hadn't taken off to the level it's at now. You know, it was big. Like press was going to Comic-Con and stuff, but it wasn't like now if you made Sky High, I bet you they would give it a better weekend and promote it better and all that stuff.
I mean, it was basically Harry Potter with superheroes, so you can take that concept with anything.
And who made it again?
Disney?
I feel like it was somebody notable like directed it or something.
He wasn't. He did direct the live action parts of the latest SpongeBob, but forget what else he did.
Let's see, speaking of SpongeBob, I remember Tom Kenny cameoed in that film. Let's see,
He did.
Yeah, he was the guy whose house was gonna get crushed when the school was falling.
Oh, right.
I remember.
He was
Director Mike Mitchell. He's also directed Shrek Forever After.
Wow.
Oh.
You know what? I don't think we can ever escape Shrek. We're stuck.
Alvin and the Chipmunks Shipwrecked.
Oh, man, that was a good movie. Not gonna lie.
Oh,
bro.
he did Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo.
Oh.
But I actually saw, this is funny. I actually saw his shorts before Deuce Bigelow, and I was like, wow, these are really good. What's he doing next? And I went on IMDb and it went, oh, never mind.
Oh, and he's directing, and this is in pre-production, Trolls. Remember Trolls? They're bringing it back.
Wow, why did he... You know what's sad? Why is he taking off? His last movie was Alvin and the Chipmunks Shipwrecked, and he's taken 5 years off, clearly to find himself and to come back and do Trolls.
According to IMDb, it's going to star Anna Kendrick, and the budget's going to be $120 million.
That's a lot of money for
Yeah, it says that.
Ready for fucking Trolls?
November 4th, 2016, guys.
Okay, did any of you guys...
Oh, Trolls. I remember. Is that the one with the crazy hair?
Yeah, did any of you
Wait,
guys...
are they going to sit around and troll the internet? Because if not, wasted opportunity.
No.
Oh, we already have
I'm
Unfriended.
imagining this having memes on them. I don't know.
Like, did you guys ever like these troll dolls?
I like throwing them around.
They scared me a little bit, I think.
It was like, who is this appealing to? This is disgusting. And I remember in the early 2000s, they tried to bring them back, but they were more like fashionable, like Bratz dolls, kind of.
Oh,
They did bring them back, actually.
Yeah.
I forgot what they're called, but they're like smaller and they're less
Creepy.
creepy. They're more like cutesy,
Yeah.
pink, purple.
They were called Trolls with a Z.
Whoa, son, that's pretty hip, yo.
Oh god,
not as hip as
It's like
Bratz.
lunatics, but for trolls.
I mean, it's not like Aubrey from the Bratz.
I see there's a goth troll.
Of
No,
course there
God,
is.
please.
I'm just gonna close this window.
Oh.
Hey. Yeah, Monster High, great show. Since no one, unless anyone has anything else to say about Monster High, Nicolas, you got anything to say about Monster High?
I'm sure there's tons of things to say, but I don't think anyone really wants to talk about it, so I guess we won't.
I have this idea for like, what if I make like a special pizza party podcast, except it's an all-girl pizza party podcast starring Emily?
I'm sure your fans would just absolutely adore it.
It's
gonna
be the best.
God.
Probably gonna be the worst podcast.
We could talk about
life.
Transformers, because
all-girls pizza party podcast. Who are you fuckers?
Guys,
Yeah.
I kind of have an important announcement to make, actually. Recently I went to a doctor's and I kind of got a checkup, and I'm apparently in the very early stages of cancer. And I asked the doctor why this happened, and he was like, because of the fucking podcast. I'm sorry, Pan.
It was only because they overdid it.
I'm sorry, Pan, but you gave me cancer.
Well, Emily, don't blame me, blame Emily. It's her fault, most likely, but...
Pan, you are Emily.
Transformers! I'm not taking the blame.
Pan, you're...
I actually have...
It wasn't me, it was Slim Shady. He did it.
And it's time to wake up, man. You've been in a coma for
I didn't
like a
do
really
anything.
long time.
I have some good shit to say about Transformers.
Yeah,
Go
let's
for
talk
it,
about
Jem.
Transform whores.
Tired of losing battle after battle in the sky, the Autobots create the ultimate robot jet, Jetfire. But the evil Decepticons have a secret new weapon, Shockwave. Sold separately from Hasbro.
Please, Jem.
Okay,
for the love of God.
here's the deal. Here's the deal with Transformers. I'm about to spit some knowledge, and everyone's gonna listen. So, Transformers was actually two different toy lines that Hasbro bought. They were the Diclone and the Micro Change or Microman series. Have you ever thought how come Optimus Prime and Megatron don't look like they were designed by the same person? Well, guess what? They weren't. And Hasbro bought both lines, and then we're like, let's make a continuity to go with this. So basically, they went to Marvel Comics. This part, this is more speculation part, but everyone seems to agree on it. They went to Marvel Comics, paid them to hang out one Saturday and come up with names and backstories for everybody so they could then launch a comic book series and cartoon. So Transformers is totally bought, and two other things bought and mished together, and then they made up new Transformers after that.
Yeah, so it's all a sham.
Yeah, basically.
It's hard to make them into robots and then into cars again.
But when I was looking up stuff that was toys that were made into cartoons, the actual thing that seemed to spawn, because it was a huge trend in the 80s. Like I was actually having trouble finding shows not from the 80s about this. It's because of Star Wars. Because they all went, wait, Star Wars is outselling all of us in the toys in the early 80s. And so the toy companies were like, well, we need to make something that's huge that sells toys. And so they started making their own cartoons to battle that. Like even G.I. Joe, when G.I. Joe used to be a huge, like a doll, and they shrunk it down to emulate Star Wars action figures.
Yeah, because the original G.I. Joe was like a foot tall, and it was this big, burly, bearded guy in the 50s, but then...
Yeah. He basically looked like Duke. If you know G.I. Joe, the character of Duke, he looked kind of like that. But they actually had a litigious nightmare with him because people could just rip it off because it wasn't recognizable. Mm-hmm. So they'd have like a line on his butt or something, and they'd go to court and go, no, this one, see, we have a line on our butt, so it shows we own the copyright, because on our copyright it says he has a line on his butt. I'm not even joking.
What?
So, but yeah, so basically, like, all the things in the 80s, like, all this is, like, blame Star Wars, because, like, Mattel turned down the Star Wars, George Lucas to make Star Wars toys, and so they made Masters of the Universe, and Hasbro wanted to compete, so they made G.I. Joe have a continuity and gave it all these characters, and so it was, like, no one had seen, a media thing take over toy lines like that before. It just like didn't exist before Star Wars to that extent. So like blame George Lucas, everybody, because it's all his fault.
Yeah, and the thing about the Star Wars toys is that the human figures were all super tiny, but that's only so they can like package in like a giant ship or an AT-AT or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But that's
called an AT-AT.
What was your guys' first Transformers cartoon? Which generation?
None, because I don't watch Transformers.
I watched the first one, and then I've watched a bunch of them, more than I'd probably like to admit.
I mean,
the girl with the red hair or orange hair or whatever.
I watched the anime ones. I think it was Transformers Robot in Disguise, and at the time I thought it was Robots in the Sky. So I was such an idiot. And
so you were just looking up the whole time?
Oh, and also Optimus Prime was a fire truck. And when the live-action Michael Bay Transformers came out, I thought, like, wait, why isn't he a fire truck in this one?
I remember a fire truck would be a great one to have.
I was so stupid.
I think there was one that was probably... I feel like that would have happened.
In the anime version, one of them, I don't know.
Oh. I know that when they made the movies... because before, what would happen when they made the cartoon, the toy designers created the new Transformers, and then they'd go to the animation and go, look, it's a car, it transforms into a robot, give it a backstory, motherfucker. And then when they made the movies, the studio designed the Transformers, so they actually had a hard time making the toys because they had to actually emulate something. They couldn't just, I don't know, here's a bunch of bullshit, it transforms into something. There's $1 million.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to like change what you see on the movie screen into a toy that's functional.
Yeah, but
I remember Beast Wars.
Beast Wars was...
Is that the one where was Optimus Prime like a gorilla or something?
Optimus Primal.
Oh yeah. Was it even Optimus Prime, or is it like his grandfather or something?
Don't know, but he was a gorilla and it was in CG and it was like the early It's the mid-90s CG where it looked fucking awful.
This was like, I noticed that in the 80s, you couldn't have ads for your toys that you were making the cartoon about during the show because they felt that wasn't, there was like rules, like I think there was like laws against it almost. But then in the 90s, I feel like they're like, yeah, we don't really give a shit anymore. So, because they do that now, right? They have ads for toys of the show during the show. I've seen that on Cartoon Network, but in the 80s, like if you had, you couldn't do that, I don't think.
Mm-hmm. But there were like a lot of weird rules in the 80s cartoons, like the whole, hey, it's got to be educational. So that's why they forced in like the PSA at the very end of, hey, don't use the stove.
Hey, remember, if you're playing hide and seek, don't lock yourself into a fridge that just happens to be in your backyard.
Hey kids, stop all the downloading.
Stop all the downloading.
Hey, kid.
What?
I'm a computer. Stop all the downloading. Help computer.
I don't know much about computers other than the one we got in my house. My mom put a couple games on there and I played.
G.I. Joe.
Stop all the downloading. I actually learned
Diet and exercise is better alternative to crash dieting.
I'm a computer.
I learned a lot of life lessons from the G.I. Joe ones. I'm not even joking. I learned how to tread water from that. So much as when those jokey ones came out, I'd be like, oh, that's funny, but I actually learned some things from that.
Fucking dare the E-Bombs world make fun of G.I. Joe.
But those were made to really calm down parents from saying, like, these cartoons were just made to sell toys. Like, that is the whole reason.
Yeah. Well, I think the early 90s was the last bit up to do that, because like I remember Sailor Moon and Sonic doing that.
Well, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it now after the E-Bombs World thing. Like it's like we've passed that. We can't do it again unless the kids now you could do it for. But there was when those kids were going on the internet watching people make fun of PSAs. You can't do that then.
Yeah, because I think that's the only time I ever actually watched G.I. Joe was those weird PSAs on E-Bombs World. Sadly.
Oh, those G.I. Joe, I watched way too much of those. And also G.I. Joe toys were super cheap. So my parents were all for me getting into G.I. Joe. They're like, yeah, here's your Christmas, 27 G.I. Joe toys. Like, and if I knew how much it cost, it probably cost $4 or something.
Only just to clarify, it's not E-Bombs World because they most likely stole it from someone. And
that's true. That's true.
Does anyone
your parents are fucking thieves?
Is there like an official, like, does anyone even know who made those things?
I don't actually know who made
probably
those.
The person probably dead.
Yeah.
That was early internet. So like I don't even think I watched it on the site that it came from. Like it's not like now everything's on YouTube, but then people would have to have a site. And it was so easy to rip things off sites then. So who even knows where it came from? I'm sure someone in the comments will leave a lengthy history, so I'll read it then.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much weird things like Big Bill's Hell, like this very aggressive commercial for a local car company, a local car distributor.
Oh, isn't that he's like, fuck you a lot?
Fuck you, Baltimore.
Fuck you, Baltimore!
If you're dumb enough to buy a new car this weekend,
You're a big enough schmuck to come to Big Bill Hell's Cars!
Bad deals!
Cars that break down!
Thieves!
If you think you're gonna find a bargain at Big Bill,
you can kiss my ass!
It's our belief that you're such a stupid motherfucker!
You'll fall for this bullshit!
Guaranteed!
If you find a better deal,
Shove it up your ugly ass!
You heard us right!
Shove it up your ugly ass!
Bring your tray!
Bring your title!
Bring your wife!
We'll fuck her!
That's right, we'll fuck your wife!
Because at Big Bill Hell,
you're fucked 6 ways from Sunday!
Take a hike
to Big Bill Hell!
Home of challenge pissing!
That's right!
Challenge pissing!
How does it work?
If you can piss 6 feet in the air straight up and not get wet,
you get no down payment!
Don't wait!
Don't delay!
Don't fuck with us or we'll rip your nuts off!
Only at Big Bill Hell!
The only dealer that tells you to fuck off!
Hurry up, asshole!
This event ends the minute after you write us a check!
And it better not bounce or you're a dead motherfucker!
Go to hell!
Big Bill Hell's Cars!
Baltimore's filthiest!
And exclusive on one of the meanest sons of bitches in the state of Maryland!
Guaranteed!
Yeah, every time now they're like, where are you from? And I go, oh, Baltimore. Someone goes, hey, fuck you, Baltimore. And I'm like, Like, nice to meet you too. Jesus.
Yeah. Allegedly that was made in the 80s and it just got passed around and around and eventually made it online.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, like the history of the internet, like no one knows.
Or like,
where certain things
does anyone know who made Peanut Butter and Jelly Time?
Nope.
I did.
You did?
Seth
Really?
MacFarlane did. Didn't you see that?
Isn't it on Newgrounds or something?
I know that Seth MacFarlane paid off the guy who made it when they used it. They had to pay him millions of dollars so they could both use it and then use it in merchandise, and he like got a huge payout.
Damn, well, we just gotta make like our own meme, like a repetitive song.
So what you're telling me is Seth MacFarlane paid someone off so he could use a shitty joke?
Yep.
Like, that's surprising. Come on.
He's got the money.
But I always imagined when there's a documentary about early internet, they're like, I remember where I was when I first heard Peanut Butter Jelly Time.
Listen, humor peaked at Peanut Butter Jelly Time.
I don't think there's ever been a cartoon that represented humanity more than Peanut Butter and Jelly Time.
I remember when I first saw that car commercial. You know the one.
See, the funny thing is being from Baltimore, there's a funnier car ad that's never really leaked on the internet, and this is for real. There's a car dealership called Coons Ford Auto.
What?
And they had a Black History Month sale.
What?
I'm not joking. And people would always think it's hilarious, but by the time you like live there for a while, you're like, okay, whatever, I get it. Coons Ford Auto is having a Black History sale. But they, like, seriously, someone should find one of those because it was a real thing. I always wondered, like, why wouldn't you change the name at some point? But that was the family's name. So
no.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Coons means something very bad. But
Coons mean censor.
Oh, but yeah, the commercial, the other commercial I was talking about, this car commercial, is that screamer where it's just like a car going down a hill and there's some zombie head comes up and it looks like a plastic toy of a zombie head. You know the one I'm talking about?
No.
I think I do, but I've never actually seen it because
I remember Gumball making fun of it. Whatever. Yeah. Hey.
Oh, should we talk about
He-Man? What about He-Man? Anyone see He-Man?
I got some interesting shit. I got some interesting shit about He-Man because I watched it. It was my first cartoon when I was a kid.
God, you're like 80 years old, man.
Shut up. You're like you're so young. You like young things.
Like brats. Hell yeah.
Well, anyway.
Call that girl.
The Smurfs Christmas Special will return after these messages.
Now you can imagine all the power in the universe. The Masters of the Universe collection. 23 pieces, each sold separately. There's He-Man and these heroic action figures. Skeletor and the Warriors of Evil, and 4 fighting creatures. Castle Grayskull, Point Dread, and the Talon Fighter. You put them together. And battle machines like the Attack Track, batteries not included. What would you do with all the power in the universe? He-Man, Skeletor, and all other items from the Masters of the Universe collection, each sold separately. From Mattel.
So, Masters of the Universe, like I said before, was made specifically because of Star Wars. But what they did is, Mattel, who I think made He-Man, had the license to make Conan the Barbarian. And didn't actually make a line, or if they did, it didn't do as well. But they kind of really ripped it off and is very He-Man inspired. And it really influenced by the Frank Frazetta He-Man drawings, which are cool as all hell. Google image search that if you've never seen them. But they basically modeled it on that. And if you look at the toys, they made one mold and just reshaped it a little bit. It's like all the men are the same mold. They all look exactly the same. Because they had to mass produce them, and it was such a huge hit. It was actually hard to find the toys. My parents they would always complain about like they could never find them at Christmas time because they'd sell out. But it was made it's very heavy metal inspired, like that magazine from the 70s. But it was made specifically to sell a ton of toys, and that's why they made the cartoon, was because they're like, we want this to be like Star Wars, basically. And then they'd have, in the ads even, an old guy in a sweater talking about like, well, if you want to see Mattel's amazing collection of 12 figurines of the power of the universe, and he'd go on about it. And while I was watching it, I was like, oh shit, this is supposed to be like Obi-Wan, isn't it? You have an old guy sitting down telling you the power of the universe. It's like, that's the whole idea, is like, let's make a fantasy sci-fi thing and kids will buy it. And like, I was so into it as a kid. It was like, I saw the movie with Dolph Lundgren in theaters with my mom, and I was like the smallest person in the theater, and it was amazing. I don't know, I was so into it. But
I remember, okay, so my parents actually went to Vegas without me. And they went to the Planet Hollywood Hotel, and in the Planet Hollywood Hotel, apparently each room has a different set of props from some movie, like hung up on a wall, and they managed to stay in the one that had the sword from Masters of the Universe and other still frames.
Do they have pictures?
I think there's one picture.
I want to see that. I don't think that movie's good, but I watch it like every couple of years because I had pleasant He-Man memories, I guess.
Someone saved that prop and put it there.
When I was a kid, how I got into He-Man was when I'd go to the playground, all the kids were into it, but my parents wouldn't let me watch cartoons, like violent cartoons. And then they felt bad for me because I didn't know what any of the kids were talking about. So like, fine, you can watch He-Man. And then I watched way, way too much of He-Man. Like anytime it was on, I had to watch it. I watched it on the Hub for a little bit. I don't know. I did not recognize all the homoeroticism in it when I was 3 and 4, though.
Do you remember the episode where He-Man kills a man? Just kills a normal human?
I think I've heard of that one. Didn't that happen?
It was just some guy that was walking the street and He-Man just ran up and stabbed him.
Is that the Die Bart Die episode of He-Man?
No, what happened was I don't know, He-Man caused an avalanche or something and it crushed some guy, and for the rest of the episode, He-Man's just like thinking about his life and just thinking of what he's done, and felt so bad for himself. And it was like a really serious episode, though it turned out the guy was just like Skeletor in disguise pretending to have been killed.
Oh, of course. Skeletor, that motherfucker.
Yeah, Skeletor. Which it always
still hurt, you dick.
It always bothered me, like, was Skeletor just a skeleton but with a muscular body, or
they were all like so roided out, it didn't make any sense. Like, why were they all like, none of the men do look any different. They all like, that's like body shaming right there.
Oh no. Like, hey, do you guys remember they brought back He-Man for like 2003 and it was on Cartoon?
They brought him back. Oh, sorry. They brought him back twice, actually. They brought him back in the 90s.
Oh,
and they tried to do one with like continuity, but the problem with that show is where I lived, it came on at 6:30 in the morning. So trying to wake up every day and then stick with this heavy continuity show, it just did not work. It was, but I watched the 2000s one a little. Was that any good?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I remember it being pretty good because it was like, I don't know, it was like their like more serious He-Man, I guess more badass version. And the intro was a big fuck you to the original because it just starts out with
I am Adam, Prince of Eternia, defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer, my fearless friend. Fabulous. By the power of Grayskull!
I have the
I like Cringer because he's like this meek big cat, but then when he does the Eye of the Power thing, he becomes Battle Cat and he's all confident and stuff.
Yeah, because if in the intro, like He-Man just zaps him and Cringer's just like, no, not again, not again.
Yeah, he doesn't. But I don't know. He-Man's like, I think they were always trying to make a movie out of that. And you could like heavy metal it up and make it really cool, but I don't know. It is kind of silly. Like that show's like very weird and of its time. Like you look at the background designs and you're like, they sold this to kids? Like,
yeah, I mean, it was like Conan for kids.
Yeah, well, they sued them. They sued Mattel because they were like, well, you had all these exclusive drawings and like character designs and stuff, and then you fucking made He-Man. Like, what the hell? And they were like, I don't know. And I think they settled out of court. But, you know, because Conan was huge in the late 70s. Like, it was a big character.
You guys remember that pilot, Korgoth of Barbaria? It was
I love that.
By a writer for SpongeBob and the creator of Samurai Jack. They teamed up to make this, and it was like a big, I guess like a big homage to He-Man, Conan, Heavy Metal Magazine, Thundar, stuff like that.
It was, I love Korgoth.
Wasn't that only like one episode?
Yeah, it was a pilot.
Why didn't they pick that up? That's like one of the biggest mysteries.
They said it was too expensive, and there was they left a message when that show wasn't picked up. Adult Swim just had a message on their site that says you couldn't handle more than one anyway.
Whatever. It was too awesome for Adult Swim. They couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
How about that shit?
Because it was actually a Cartoon Network and Adult Swim produced show. Because at the very end, it has Cartoon Network Studios at the end.
That still upsets me. Now I'm just bummed out.
Yeah, but remember this other He-Man Conan knockoff in the 80s, Thundar of Barbaria?
No, that was earlier, I thought.
Oh, I don't know, but like I remember watching that on Boomerang years ago, and it's the stupidest fucking show ever. Like, if you thought He-Man was bad, this is even worse animated. It's by, was it Hanna-Barbera?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and it is so...
Wasn't Thundar and the Herculoids?
That's...
Maybe?
No, that's something else. The Herculoids were
I know that the real He-Man knockoff was Thundercats.
Oh, yeah.
But Thundercats was better animated, and the toys were more detailed, but I don't think it was made... I'm not sure if it was made specifically to sell toys or not. I couldn't find that out.
Let's talk about a more recent cartoon. Ken or Nolan, you guys got anything?
Oh, Street Sharks.
Street Sharks? I fucking love Street Sharks. There was Spike, Tony, Leon.
That was when everyone wanted to be Ninja Turtles.
Street Sharks was made by Mattel, I thought.
I would love if Street Sharks is like the whole cartoon with this them walking in the street is eating people.
Yeah, I'm waiting for like Michael Bay to remake it, and he just has the sharks say, "Suck my jaws."
They have the coolest.
Michael Bay isn't that clever, Pan. They'll say, "Fuck you."
I don't know I mean, if Sharknado is popular, like we can bring back Street Sharks. That's such an absurd concept that they can like redo.
Street Sharks, the toys were awesome. Like those, I always liked those toys. They were like the cool. And then you could get the puppets that were huge and make your hand munch stuff. And your brother would be like, my face.
Sharks with me. How much did Street Sharks cost?
How about Street Sharks? That was a messy show.
Oh.
Many people died.
No, yes. Yeah, there was like Street Sharks, there was Gargoyles, there was Biker Mice from Mars, Cowboys of Moo Mesa, all those Ninja Turtle knockoffs.
Well, Gargoyles was like, I feel like that was different.
Yeah, Gargoyles was more ambitious, it did its own thing.
That's another one that had lots of continuity pre-DVR.
Yeah, because it was pretty much Disney's attempt to like compete with Batman the Animated Series.
I have a question real quick.
Huh.
Does Bubsy count?
No, that fucking sucks.
I mean, technically, a video game could be considered a toy.
Yeah, but we already had video games based on toys.
Because actually, anytime I look this up, Google kept wanting me to look up GoBots and Pokemon.
Well, GoBots came first before Transformer.
Well, apparently, then you get into, because these toy lines that Hasbro bought from Japan for Transformers were existing throughout the 70s. Mm-hmm. And supposedly GoBots came to America first. But there's like, you can get into all the, it's like who created punk argument. Like, you'll never win. So, clearly the GoBots created punk and the Transformers created transforming toys.
Yeah, I mean, they've been so ripped off. Like, we already talked about this in another podcast, but there was Transformers, there was the GoBots, there was the Rock Lords. They were rocks that transformed.
Well, that was the GoBots movie. The GoBots movie was GoBots Legend of the Rock Lords, and that actually came out before the Transformers animated movie.
They're robots that turn into rocks. Fucking rocks.
Good job putting your own review.
Yeah, remember when I said that a long time ago? Classic.
Yeah, when you were still funny.
That was classic pan pizza.
At least it's not the Dinobots. Those are the worst.
Oh, fuck. Wait, Dinobots.
Remember, like, me Grimlock.
Oh, yeah, I remember the Knock Forced episode of...
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
They were kind of stupid.
No, the Dinobots are dumb. Like,
yeah.
Let's just be honest. Dinobots? Really?
It goes, me, Rostor, don't want to go up here. Like, they were, like, dumb. What did they transform into? Because they were always dinosaurs.
Right.
So what did they
It just takes the idea even further into stupidity. Because it's like, all right, robots that transform into, like, cars and shit. All right, that's weird, but I guess I can accept it. Adding dinosaurs into the mix is just like a little much.
Where you thought like the second Transformers movie was gonna have the Dinobots.
We'll see when we made that was the word on the streets.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dinobots is like
took them until the fourth movie to put in Dinobots.
They were considered like another, because as soon as Transformer sales would dip, they'd be like, what do we do? Dinobots, that's what we'll do. And then when it started dipping again, their other idea was to make them redo them with the movie and the series afterwards, where they'd be more futuristic than regular cars transforming into robots. They were futuristic cars turning into robots, but it didn't work out. You know, it's like, did you ever see Big?
Yeah.
Where they have the building that transforms into a robot, and Tom Hanks like doesn't get why. He's like, why kids don't want to play with this, and they're like, well, market research shows that blah blah blah. I forget the scene, but it was like a funny. It's like shows. That's honestly what it was like then. Like they were so like, let's just make I don't know, this turd can transform into a robot. Kids will buy it. Who cares?
Yeah, I love that scene, that bit of satire against the Transformers.
Yeah. I half think that exists. Like, there's no way it couldn't, right? It probably does.
It could have happened. So, hey, anyone have a modern cartoon to discuss that's based on a toy or reverse or whatever?
The only thing I can think of is My Little Pony, but
no,
I think that's been talked about enough.
No.
Well, My Little Pony did start as plastic. It was a toy first, and then the cartoon, and then another cartoon. So.
Yeah, well, it was a good show, but like, I don't know, I just cringed thinking back to like 2011. Those were horrible times.
I've never watched the show. I probably should at some point.
I mean, it's a good show, just don't overhype it. It just happens to be a good show with a ironic sort of hipster thing where it's like, look, it's girly, but we're watching it.
My mic was muted the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Nolan.
No, that was my bad.
Yeah, I think the problem with My Little Pony is like, yeah, look, it's so manly. Look at this. There's nothing girly about this. And they're saying like, I don't know, they're kind of insulting the show, saying it's bad because it's girly, but they're trying to like twist it into their own image. I don't know.
Next thing you know, we'll have Gentleman for Steven Universe.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Gem and the Holograms.
Oh, I'm into that shit.
That's so. I was watching that on the Hub. They play that. Well, now it's Discovery Family at like 5 a.m. when I'm like, man, what is there to watch? Gem, and it's like a soap opera. It's so bad. It's so terrible.
I don't know. I like all the music in it. Like Twilight in Paris. That's a cool song.
God.
You know, I used to change the lyrics because when I was into it, it was the summer of Midnight in Paris, and I was like, I hope Midnight in Paris changed the lyrics of this song to be about that movie, but they didn't. Mistake, I think.
Darn. Yeah, Gem and the Holograms. I can't wait for that movie to come out.
Oh, you know what? One that I found out through this was, you know that Marvel Comics miniseries Secret Wars?
Mm-hmm.
That was pitched by a toy company.
Darn.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember reading about that too, that it wasn't really meant to be a big deal, but it was more like to make toys.
It was made to make toys, and then they made a successful toy line, but the comic series became like this big thing because that's where Spider-Man got the black suit from, was so they could sell 2 Spider-Man toys instead of 1.
Oh, I thought it was because of Spider-Man's rap album.
It was the Spider-Man the Funky Headhunter.
Oh man. That's the ultimate like cheap move by a toy company, is just to get the same base of a toy and paint it differently.
Yeah, well, like Masters of the Universe or every Batman line ever.
What's Faker from He-Man? It's just He-Man, but he's blue. Faker.
Yeah, I mean, like Skeletor and He-Man were exactly the same. How did I not know this as a kid? Corporate America had me. They had me so bad in the 80s.
I mean, you ever see those...
Fucking capitalism ruins everything.
You know what? I actually thought about the ads thing with the cartoons, right? So it's a very capitalist idea to make basically propaganda for your toys. But then the government's all like, no, but you can't have ads during your propaganda for your toys. But it's in the middle of, you know, the Red Scare and the Cold War and shit. So, like, one of those toy companies should have been like, why are you guys so anti-capitalist? This is clearly like some reverse Reagan communism. And then got their ads on the shows. Like, I just don't understand why that was such a big deal. Sorry. It upsets me when I think of it now. It's like, I would have been into those ads. The kids didn't care.
Money makes the world go.
Calm the fuck down, Jim. Jesus.
Crap.
Sorry. Because when my dad told me when I was like 6, I think I had a similar reaction where I was like, why is that so, who cares? Ah!
Yeah.
My ads.
Marketing
God
is a
damn it.
bunch of assholes. You know what?
Yeah, you said it, not me.
Yeah. Hey, you know, well, let's talk.
Sponsored by Taco
Let's
Bell.
get out of the 80s. Someone know anything modern like Nolan? Ken, you're not talking.
Well, you keep talking about Monster Crack.
What do you guys know? What cartoon toys or whatever?
I don't think they really do that much often anymore, honestly, because toys don't sell that much anymore.
There's Ever After High.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that?
Ever After High is like Monster High for preps. It's where they're all fancy and princesses and lame.
We're done talking about Monster High for the podcast.
Look, Monster High is a girl. I like the outfit.
Monster High is the only reason why I'm here.
Yeah. Harold and Kumar go to Monster High.
Okay, wait, hold on. I thought of a toy.
That's the Halloween special movie. It could happen.
A toy modern age. Teen Titans. Their heads were too big, so they just fell down.
Well, they weren't really made for toys.
I mean, I tried to look up newer toys, but it seemed like it kind of ended after the 80s.
Yeah,
like,
everyone's
no,
just,
wait, Ben 10. Ben 10 had toys.
Oh yeah, but everyone's trying to sell apps now. I think that's the thing.
Yeah, but nothing. I mean, the thing is about the thing like Transformers or G.I. Joe and all that stuff is they were specifically made to sell toys.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a show. There's shows that like Adventure Time and Regular Show are successful shows that have toys, but that wasn't their intention.
Crap, that reminds me. Recently, Regular Show had an episode. It was regular. There was a new hang on, let me look up the title first.
It was a half-hour special. It was good. I liked it. It's like one of their better ones. Their half-hour specials, I feel like they care more about than their episodes.
Okay, and if anybody likes Evangelion or giant mech animes or whatever, watch the Regular Show half-hour special, Brilliant Century Ducks. It starts out with Mordecai and Rigby just like being offered by a toy company to get toys of themselves or whatever, but it just escalates to something even greater.
Oh, you know what's funny? That is really relevant to this podcast because that whole thing was like that they didn't want to sell it because the toys were shitty.
Yeah. And
we should represent something more. And I was also wondering, like, is this about the Regular Show toys?
Yeah.
Is this commentary?
Because they hold up the toys, and the toys are slightly off color, and they kind of resemble the actual Regular Show toys that they sold. The actual figures of Mordecai and Rigby. But yeah, if you like Evangelion or mech animes, watch Brilliant Century Ducks Crisis. You'll love it. I'm not going to spoil anything, but just watch the first intro. Just watch the intro. You'll get the idea.
No, the intro's.
I'd rather watch the anime than this shit.
It's one of the better regular shows in a while, I have to say.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Question.
Monster High. You get it? I'm like getting high.
No, I don't.
Question.
I've heard that joke so many times from you.
Oh, I just got that joke.
Who's your favorite Monster High character? Mine's
Lakeisha.
Ghoulie.
Kendra.
Ghoulie is a zombie. She likes
Kendra.
She keeps her mouth shut.
Freddie.
I like
She's not. She talks all the time.
No, Ghoulie is like this.
Optimus.
She talks like
Bumblebee.
Zombie.
How come, Ken? How come you're not talking about the guys like Gable and Kobe and Penn are perfectly great boys in the Bratz universe?
Scooby Doo.
Yeah, there actually is a character named Gable.
What about Thad? Thad was amazing. Or Dylan?
Thad. What about Penn? Actually, I don't like Wade that much. Wade's kind of a douchebag.
Yeah. No, Wade. Nobody likes Wade. He's so everybody thinks he's cute, and he's all.
Remember
that,
when Wade tried to convince Jessica to get an abortion?
What are we talking about?
Oh my god, that actually
We're talking about the Bratz war.
Better make it Lightspeed Rescue! Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue! Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue! Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue! Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue! Lightspeed!
Such a horrible person.
No.
She's finally going through puberty.
The Emily jokes hasn't gotten old. She's still got life in her.
No,
Man,
she doesn't.
Little Jokes died. You died with jokes.
I'm still funny. Come on.
No, you're not.
No.
Remember sucking cock, right, guys?
Remember
Wasn't that funny?
It was funny, guys. Come on.
Remember when Nolan killed me? That was funny. Come on.
That was the best joke. And only because I was in it.
We've gotten more fan art of that than any single incident on this show.
No.
Just because you could show someone killing someone else, everyone was like, I'm into it. Let's draw some shit.
Yeah.
Whoa, man, that's pretty edge. I gotta tell that, man. Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm still mad at you, Pan, for the pancake thing. I don't know how I'm going to explain that to my friends and my boyfriend.
Well, you see, she cuts.
The thing is, though, that he's referencing this text post.
I know. That's like
yeah.
the joke, but
Yeah.
I said don't do it.
Okay, well, I started recording. Let's explain the pancake story.
Oh, no.
No.
Once upon a time.
Questions.
Okay. Let's see. It's time for questions. If anybody has a question, be sure to...
Don't ask us, because I don't want to deal with that. That's a lot of pressure, man. I don't...
Please leave a question in the YouTube comments below. And be sure to start out your question with the word question so it's easier to find. Yeah. Oh, crap. Brian Brown, the dyslexic tunic, says... Question, what is your favorite generation of Transformers and or Power Rangers?
Question.
1 and 1. There we go.
Yeah, I forgot we talk about Power Rangers because I think that was deserved an honorable mention at least.
I actually read about how that's like actually 3 different shows cut up into one show.
3 generations of shows.
Or it's like 3 because the first show they used ran out of episodes, so they had to buy the rights to a different show.
Oh man, for Power Rangers, yeah. Because for those who don't know, Power Rangers, it was just this Japanese show that they brought over to America, and they cut out all the human parts and re-recorded that with American actors. And if you watch it now, you'll notice like a quality difference because like the Japanese footage looks so grimy compared to the American footage.
It was also like we didn't have HD back then, so there were people you tell that to, and they actually look shocked because now everybody understands the difference in film quality.
Yes,
but back in the 90s, that was like not there. Some people figured it out, but there are people who like did not understand. They're like, "What? How could you do that? I don't understand editing. I'm a big stupid." So
yeah, but original Power Rangers was my favorite. Also, that movie, but. I don't know, I dropped out of Power Rangers and got back into it, like, in 4th grade. Like, I liked, Lightspeed Rescue and Time Chase. What was the Time? I don't know. The one where they go back.
Something. I saw the one where it's all the Red Rangers together. That's, like, the last thing I saw.
Yeah, that was one of those big specials.
Yeah, and then Jason showed up on a motorcycle, and they're like, "The legend is here," and they're like, "Hi guys, it's Jason," and something. I don't know. Sorry. Anyway.
Hi guys, I'm Jason. Welcome to Chili's.
Hi, I'm Jason. I do gay porn now. Let's not talk about that.
Oh no.
I don't want to talk about the loads to the face I took to buy this motorcycle.
Oh.
God.
Yeah, but were you guys into
Jason, we have to save the world.
Jason?
Wait a second, I have to suck this cock.
Jason! Did you guys like Power Rangers?
Actually, I liked it so much I won a contest with my sister.
What was it?
My sister and I entered. This is okay. So when Power Rangers started, it wasn't cool, and I was in the 4th grade, and no one thought I was cool for liking Power Rangers. And everyone thought I was a big dork. But I watched it with my sister and brother, who were younger than me, loved it, and I was into it. And then there was this contest. You send away a postcard, and you'd win VHSs of the Power Rangers, and we did win. And but then when we got the VHS, this was the day I had like this other kid over, like a friend over, and my mom was like, "Hey, you got your Power Rangers VHS?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, no, I just won this dumb thing. It's so stupid. It's just dumb. I don't know. I just did it for my sister." And then she like got it and was like screaming in the other room that she won this VHS and was like really trying to downplay it, and it like did not work. And then but then I think I made him watch it because I was like, "Well, this failed. Whatever. I like Power Rangers. Fuck you. I don't care."
Yeah.
Then he started beating you up for lunch money.
Was he a good friend?
Oh, I'm not friends with him now, so.
Well, it's the same for me because like I was in 4th grade, and even then kids were like, "You're watching Power Rangers? That's so lame." Same with Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, people will be like, when you're a kid and people are like, "Oh, this thing's lame." That's why a lot of people stop watching cartoons, because they're like, "Oh, that's a kid thing, and I'm more mature or something." But that's just a bunch of crap. Because after a while, it's like, yeah, but they're into crappy things like Smash Mouth and like everything they like is awful. Yeah, and or like what was the big thing? Oh, Dave Matthews Band. Everyone was so into Dave Matthews Band, and at a certain point, I went, these guys are assholes and everything they like is bullshit. I'm going to watch whatever the fuck I want to watch. Like, stupid.
Pretty much, yeah. That's why some people actually like that grimdark Power Rangers fan film, is because they were saying, like, I would totally watch a film like this. It's more grown up. And
I like when people fell for that, and I was like, oh man, you totally missed the point of the ironic joke of it, which I think is really funny.
I want it because it would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Because it's just like Watchmen, but if the Watchmen were the Power Rangers.
I mean,
like when he's doing coke and stuff, I was like, this is right from Watchmen.
Like, you know what the most grimdark movie I've ever seen put in theaters was?
What?
It was that Ashton Kutcher movie, The Butterfly Effect.
Oh, that? Do you know the story of that?
No? What?
That script was one of the best unmade scripts for like 10 years, and everybody wanted to make it, but no one got, like, it never happened for whatever reason. And Ashton Kutcher was like, well, I'm a big star or whatever, so I'm going to make The Butterfly Effect because everyone says it's the best script never made, but it's like the worst. Yeah, whoever's doing that's accurate. But it is, like, I actually read reviews of the script like years before, and everyone was talking about how amazing it was and everything, and supposedly the director's cut's better, but I did not see it because I saw the theatrical and it was awful. So
I mean, it's so grim dark. Like, it feels like something from like a fanfiction.net and how dark it is.
Oh, doesn't they go back in time to stop his sister getting child molested and stuff
like that? And
yeah,
I don't know, there's this one really awkward scene where they put fireworks in a mailbox and that accidentally kills someone, and they go back in time to it's kind of like Quantum Leap. Like, Ashton Kutcher as an adult, he travels back in time, but he's in his normal body, in his like child body, and at the same position, but he can alter things, and that always has weird effects later on, like he has no arms or whatever. But
he can't walk or all sorts of stuff.
The alternate ending for it was just like, wow, this is just disgusting. Like, why would you film this?
What was the alternate ending? I don't actually know.
So the alternate ending was him going back in time to where he was still a fetus in the womb, and he chokes himself with an umbilical cord.
I wasn't really paying attention. What the hell are you guys talking about?
Wait, that's a joke.
That
right?
that was an actual ending they shot, and you could see on the DVD.
You're fucking with me.
Yeah.
There's no way that's real. That's real.
Yeah, that has to be the most grimdark ending you could ever put in anything.
I just don't. No, come on.
Wow. They shot that.
You're serious?
Yeah. Like, I felt sick after watching that. It's like, what the fuck?
I feel.
Oh yeah, and you probably think the umbilical scene from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh yeah, I remember that scene. That was fucked up.
Your baby.
Right, the scene from Freddy Got Fingered. Oh man, yeah, the scene. Okay, Freddy Got Fingered. There's a scene where Freddy's giving birth to this baby, and he gets the baby and gets the umbilical cord and swings the baby around in the umbilical cord.
Jesus.
That movie's such a fucking disaster.
But Pan loves it.
Yeah, it's like, wow, this is amazing. Freddy Got Fingered.
Jim, did you see it?
I saw Freddy Got Fingered a while ago because obviously probably people know that I'm a big John Waters fan, and everyone kept comparing it to early John Waters. And so I was like, I'll watch it. I actually have the VHS, and it's a blue VHS. I still have it. So I've thought about rewatching it again recently because I've been doing that with all the John Waters stuff. So
damn,
I would like to because especially now, because then we were still into the Tom Green stuff. Like, it was still getting played a lot. Now, like, I totally don't really remember Tom Green. Like, it's really weird he was a big celebrity.
Yeah.
It's like, how did that happen? He was a big deal.
If anyone doesn't know, Tom Green, in the mid-90s, he had a show on MTV, the Tom Green Show, and it was basically the before Jackass, where he would go into the street and record himself doing stupid things and stuff like that.
No, Jackass had some dignity. Tom Green had nothing.
He was more conceptual. Like, Jackass would do... Well, Jackass was conceptual also, I guess, but he just did stuff like he painted people having sex onto his parents' car. The Bum Bum song. He walked around with Monica Lewinsky. There was this special, and he got him and Monica Lewinsky were going to have a press conference, and the media was going crazy. Like, oh my God, what is this thing? Like, is he getting married to Monica Lewinsky? What's her announcement? And her announcement was she's starting a line of handbags, and the media would, like, you could see them packing up right when she said that. They're like, are you fucking serious? And they chased them around like this obscure part of Canada the whole special. It was like a whole weekend. Those guys wasted all their time because Tom Green had Monica Lewinsky at his disposal. It was that, and I will say the testicular cancer special was actually, like, genuinely pretty good, as I remember.
Explain what that is.
He had testicular cancer, and at the time I believe he was married to Drew Barrymore, and he has a special just showing, like, when he gets his one ball removed and everything like that. But then he has a song about how you should check your balls for testicular cancer. So that's a good special. I actually really enjoyed that at the time, and when I think of that special, I always thought, like, that was probably the best thing he ever did, because it's like, it's funny, but it's also, like, can get really sad, and it, like, actually did it better than any of his other stuff. Mm-hmm. But then after that, he just went to being, I think people got annoyed with him because he tried to do online and stuff.
Yeah, now he just hosts, like, a talk show online, I think, or on something called Access TV. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, but
went from a big time movie director to a web show talk host.
I mean, he kind of at the beginning of his career, he kind of just looked like some skater, which he did skate, but now he just looks like someone's teacher or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. He was married to, like, a major movie star. Like, he was in Road Trip. Basically, look at the poster of Road Trip. It's his giant head, and then everyone else is, like, really little because he was that big of
Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, well, because he was married to Drew Barrymore.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, was it when he got married to Drew? Didn't he get, like, married to Drew Barrymore live on Saturday Night Live?
Because I don't know about that.
I remember.
I don't remember that.
I forget what celebrity he got married to, but on Saturday,
it was Drew Barrymore.
On Saturday Night Live, he had, like, a live announcement, and he was going to get married on Saturday Night Live, and they opened the door just so the bride can walk in, and he's just waiting there, and the bride doesn't show up, and he's just waiting there awkwardly.
I mean, that was, like, his kind of humor, though.
I don't know. And then I guess they got divorced 2 weeks later.
They didn't stay married very long.
No.
I don't think. But he was on Clone High also, and he was decent.
Oh yeah,
because he made fun of himself on Clone High too.
Yeah. I think if anyone can remember, if any moment from making fun of him, if anyone can remember, there was that scene in Family Guy, in the early episodes of Family Guy, where they go to spring break and they're making fun of MTV, and they say, "Now let's cut to Tom Green," and it just shows Tom Green sucking on a cow's udder, and he says, "Do people like me yet? Can I stop?" I think that's the only way kids today will actually know who Tom Green is. That one scene from Family Guy.
Well, because most people thought that. Like, I remember I was watching a Tom Green thing. I think it was a spring break special, actually, and my grandfather walked by, and then he went on a rant about how has comedy become this, basically. And it's like, when I think of that special now, it's like, I can't really disagree with him, because it's not like some of Tom Green's stuff still works, but a lot of it I can't imagine would now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We should label this podcast Tom Green dissertation.
Yeah, Tom Green.
Tom Green. Fuck you.
Tom Green, if you want to be on the podcast, hit me up. You can be a guest.
It's not like you have anything better to do, man.
We'll feed you a sandwich. We'll take care of you. You can sleep in on my sofa.
Hit me up on AOL.
We can have Drew Barrymore in, and it'll be a good reunion.
You know somebody's gonna message him now.
Yeah, Tom Green, just contact me. Just AOL keyword Pizza Party Podcast. Sign up for my newsletter and be sure to sign my guest book.
Username Emily's not real.
Oh, Emily never happened.
Oh wait, we're doing questions.
Yeah, I don't know how we switched to Tom Green, but question.
Hi everybody, I'm Ottawa's Tom Green. I live in Hollywood. Thank you. So some of you may have been mean to a kid with ADD. That's not cool. Coffee? Anyone? Coffee? Anyone? Huh? Sorry. I like cotton candy. Check out my muscle. Potato chips. It's a Ferris wheel. So I guess what I'm trying to say is plastic bag, plastic bag, plastic bag, plastic bag, plastic bag.
Let's see. The Tallywhacker question. Who is the most famous person you have met? I got a picture with Wee Man and Anthony Anderson at a Callie's Pizza Kitchen.
I met Vic Mignogna.
Vic
I don't
Vagina.
know. Who is that?
He voices Edward Elric on Full Metal Alchemist, and he is also Broly in the big DBZ movie, Legend of Broly.
Yeah, he's a big anime dubber person.
Yeah.
I always think his name is like Vic McGonagall. That's how I say it in my head.
I always call him Vic Lasagna. No, but the thing is, though, I was at the anime convention, and what he was waiting for his panel to start, so he just started playing the piano.
Did he play it like Keyboard Cat?
No. He was actually pretty good at it, and he started singing like songs from FMA, and then he sang "Let It Go."
No,
I was like, "Dude, you're good at the piano." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just messing around."
How modest!
How modest, yeah.
Yeah, I think the most famous person I met is Robert Downey Jr. Gave a thumbs up in my general direction once at Comic-Con.
Oh, cool!
Like, I don't know, when people leave from Comic-Con, there's just a big security thing there, and fans crowd around outside this driveway where the stars get in through their limos. And as Robert Downey Jr. is walking away, I was on top of like a parking structure with 10 other people, so he thumbs up people in that general direction. So I'm one of those like 10 people. So that's very exclusive.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That or just animators.
I met James Gandolfini.
Who dat?
The guy from The Sopranos.
Oh.
I did an event where he was talking, and anytime I've done events and there's a bigger speaker, they usually leave right when the event ends. Mm-hmm. But James Gandolfini like hung out, and I was cleaning up, and then he walked up to me and he was like, "Hey, you did a really good job," and shook my hand. And I was like, "Whoa!" And he was super cool. No, it really happened. But he stayed and took pictures. He's like the only, like, I see some celebrities in New York and they're kind of weird and kind of don't talk to me, but he was like genuinely the coolest famous person I've seen in my life. Also, I think I met Rebecca Sugar once, but I'm not sure.
Did James Gandolfini, did he just get his drink and just throw it on the floor and say, "Now clean it up"?
No, I saw F. Murray Abraham once, and sounds like a dream, but it's not. It was raining a lot, and I was coming from work, and I saw underneath this like awning. I looked over and I saw this guy trying to stay dry, and I looked at him, and it didn't register, and I went, "Holy shit! Wait, that's F. Murray Abraham." And I turned around, and he looked at me like, "Oh shit, I'm F. Murray Abraham." And then he ran, and yeah.
That reminds me. I remember hearing the story of some guy who was just on the elevator, and then he's alone, and some other guy walks in, and the regular guy just turns around and says, "Hey, aren't you Keanu Reeves?" And that Keanu Reeves person doesn't say anything, and once the door opens, Keanu Reeves just says, "Yeah," and walks away.
Oh, actually, I did meet someone more famous than Vic Lasagna.
Huh.
Okay,
I hate Mondays.
I went to a zoo in Chicago because I had some friends there, and we were and it was a really eventful day. Like the girls like shat all over the place, and like a kangaroo baby came out of a pouch, like jumped around like a billboard flapping in the breeze, and then jumped right back in. And then I was like with Mom, "Hey, that was really fucked up." And she was like, "Uh-huh." And then we walked away. And then on the way out, we saw this lady, and she sat on the park bench, and she kind of looked like somebody from Grey's Anatomy. And we just kind of look at each other, and I go, "Hey, has anybody ever told you look like Christina from Grey's Anatomy?" And she laughs and goes, "All the time." And so I just randomly start up a small conversation with her. And then my mom's like, "Well, are you?" And then she goes, "Yeah." And then I'm like, "Well, why didn't you say anything?" She goes, "You never asked."
Which actress is that?
Sandra Oh.
Oh. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Damn it.
Oh, Jim, you're so funny.
I can't believe I did that.
We're getting into Disney sitcom levels of writing.
Have you ever met a famous person and you're like, "Oh, I don't give a shit"? that happened to me. That's happened to me.
Well, tell us.
With Bethany Frankel, I saw her. I was like right next to her, and everyone was making a big deal, and I was like, like I could give two fucks. I was like, I wasn't rude, but I just walked away like, yeah, I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't even care.
Sadly.
Nicholas, I think I'm the most famous person you have met.
No, I think that goes to Hot Diggity Demon, or whatever his name is.
Oh, damn. You know Hot Diggity Demon.
We were friends on Steam for a long time, and then I'm like, and I deleted him.
Why would you delete him?
Because he never talked to me.
Oh.
Well, you should have talked to him.
What am I supposed to say? "Hey, what's up, dude?
What's up,
Yeah, you start those conversations, and then you just talk about shit.
Maybe Emily can like stir up a conversation.
Shut the fuck up, Pan.
I guess Pan is second then.
How'd you like to stick your hot diggity demon in me?
Look at that. That voice is awful. You're losing that voice. You're losing
Shut
the
the
voice.
fuck
You're
up,
becoming
Ken.
old. You're becoming old, Pan.
I'm
You
Ken.
can't do that
See,
voice
that's what you
forever.
sound like.
History's
Ken.
gonna catch up with
Fuck
you.
you. Fuck you.
can't
Fuck you.
run
Fuck
from
you.
death.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
She's finally dying.
Fuck you.
You can't run from death, man.
Emily,
Same with
Ken's
Sonic.
like-
I was running his
Ken
whole life.
clearly-
And death caught up
Ken
to
has
him.
this-
He's dead.
Emily will go
Ken
on.
has this Emily thing pent up inside him, and he wants it to come out.
Emily will go on.
Maybe Pan has split personality disorder.
Oh no.
I said that
Time
the
to send
first
her
time.
to the glue factory.
Oh no.
But he's not a horse.
Darn.
Well, he's a whore.
Damn.
Play a laugh track. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Let's see. Next question.
I don't even remember the last one.
I don't know. Oh, most famous person we've met.
Oh yeah, that was what we. What's the next question?
Chris
Sorry.
Bazzini. Question: what are each of your guys' favorite color?
Red.
Wow, that's a terrible question, Pan. Ask another one.
My question. I have to say, I'm not 6 years old, so I don't have one.
Blue and purple or whatever.
Actually, mine are probably red and black. But I actually heard that on a. Oh, that was in Ex Machina. The robot asked the guy, "What's your favorite color?" And he says, "I'm not 6 years old."
Oh, fucking robots. Yeah. Next question. See. crap.
Oh, was that it?
Oh, Armor Young asks, question, have any of you fallen asleep while watching something you really wanted to watch or missed a big event while watching it?
Oh, actually, I missed the Super Bowl while watching Butterfly Effect.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I watched I wasn't really. It was like in art school, and we were all like, "Yeah, let's just watch the Butterfly Effect instead."
Oh.
And then, and it was the Super Bowl. It was the Super Bowl with the Janet Jackson thing. And then I actually walked into a room that was playing the halftime special, and it happened. But everyone's in art school, and everyone went, "What's the big deal?" And then I went to bed, and then the next day, everyone was like, "Huge deal! We saw Janet Jackson's nipple," and I was like, "Oh, that!" Like it did not register with me.
Damn. Well, it's the most watched television event for America. I guess it'd be a big deal. Which everyone talks about how yeah, they'll be okay with violence, but show her breasts, then we have problems.
And the whole wardrobe malfunction thing. And they talked about it for like a month.
Yeah, that changed the world.
It's annoying. I guess so.
I saw a boob live, alright? This is big for me.
I've slept through a lot of things, so.
I don't know. Usually I just sleep through one. I want to wake up, watch something on TV on like Fox Kids or Kids WB and always miss part of it or whatever, and I feel really bad. Yeah. But I don't know, you ever sleep through a TV show and like your dreams, like you hear the TV show and it affects your dreams, like you hear something from the show and it just
I always fall asleep while I watch the show Friends because I know they'll all be friends at the end of the episode, and it makes me feel pleasant and good about the world.
I'm sorry, Jim, that's not real life.
Friends is my
I'm sorry to break this to you, Jim, but none of your friends that you currently have will be friends with you in the end. Because you die.
Dude, first off, they'll be there for you, just like that song says. So, whatever. But it's also because if I watch that show, I've seen all the episodes of Friends, and I know how it's going to end. So there's like no stakes, so I can just fall asleep.
Yeah, Friends is my favorite fantasy show.
Why?
It's a fantasy world where I have friends.
Oh. Hey, we're your friends, Pam.
If you keep sending us pizza, we'll be your friend, sure.
Here, I'll send you a hug.
No more of your hugs.
I want to hug you.
I'll send you 3 hugs.
No.
I'll give you a tight hug.
I guess
that's 3 times the love.
Yeah.
I'll send a hug also.
So anyone fall asleep through major events in history?
Never mind. I would have gone to jail if I said that.
Oh,
fuck. I feel like I know what he was gonna say.
No.
Actually, I have a genuine 9/11 story.
Oh no.
When it was happening, I was really paranoid, and I kept telling my friend how we're gonna get drafted, and he was like, yeah, and he was in a dorm, but I was in high school, and we were hanging out, and he was like, you need to calm down, so we're watching Spaceballs. And so while you could hear all these people crying and yelling at each other, I was laughing to like, my Schwartz tangled with yours. So that's honestly, I'm not joking, this is not made up, that's how I spent 9/11, was watching Spaceballs. I'm very serious. It was the best way to spend that day. Was watching Spaceballs.
Wow.
You have the ring, and I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Now let's see how well you handle it.
Well,
I was about to make a 9/11 joke too, but I stopped myself.
That's not a joke. That's a real life.
That's a story. That's based on real events that happened.
Okay, I fell asleep when it was happening, but it woke me up, and then I fell back to sleep.
Oh, that wasn't so offensive.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, let's censor it so it'll be more offensive. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Censor the whole thing.
Worry, it's not offensive. So, the thing is that I when 9/11 happened, we got this big patriotism vibe in school. So what we're gonna do, and the flag is still hanging there to my knowledge, but we were gonna make this giant flag that was stitched together by little cloth drawings that each of the students did.
I think we did the same thing.
And so, yeah. So it was my social class or something. I forget what it was called, but it was like no, it wasn't social studies. It was like some kind of group development thing in first grade. And the teacher was like, okay, we're going to, you each have a piece of cloth and we want you to draw it a piece of paper, draw something on the middle, not the edge. And I heard that as the exact opposite. So I was like, how am I supposed to draw something on the edge? So I tried to draw like the Twin Towers on the edge, I think. And they're like, no, you're doing it wrong. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So in the end, I just colored like one half of the cloth like yellow and the other half orange.
Oh, so you're going for minimalist.
No, I was going for completely fucking retarded because I had no idea what I was doing. I was in first grade. I was just like, what the? I don't understand what's going on. I heard somebody's block towers fell over or something.
No.
I felt so bad for one of my classmates.
No. No.
But
what grade were you in during that?
I was in first grade. I had no idea what was going on.
Oh wait, really? Oh damn, that makes me feel.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was in 5th grade.
I know that.
I don't know. They just sent something over.
I don't want to say now.
You were in high school.
I can't even remember. I just remembered on one of the anniversaries I got a dog.
She got a dog. That's all she remembers.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say this. The year after, I was a freshman in college.
Oh my god, you're old.
You're 84, huh?
Because I was a senior in high school.
You're 65 or 69?
No. Yeah.
Oh, dang, son.
I didn't realize you were that. Damn. I feel.
Damn. Yeah, I was in 5th grade.
Oh, well.
2, so.
Yeah. I don't know. They just made an announcement over the PA, and I didn't know what was going on. And then everyone at schools, like parents picked them up from school early, and I was like, how come I'm not getting picked up from school? This isn't fair. I didn't know
thing that happened.
And then your parents ride up along on a donkey, and they're like, "Come pen, we get churros."
I didn't understand the extent of how serious that was at the time. But speaking of donkeys, that reminds me of goats. And this one time, for some reason, my dad brought home a skinned goat wrapped in plastic and left it in the fridge. I think it's a Mexican thing. I don't know. That's what we do. I don't know.
Sounds like something a terrorist would do.
Terrorism.
We're Mexican.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh. Yeah.
Scooby-Doo, we have another mystery on this.
Well, that was a great...
Scooby-Doo, we have another mystery on our hands. Who did 9/11?
Well, this was a great discussion about 9/11.
It was a werewolf robbery.
Next question.
Oh.
My dad's like staring at me like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
Like, wait. Since I've never watched one of these podcasts, how long do questions go on?
As long as we want. I guess this is the last question.
Yeah, if we're all getting sick of doing this shit.
I think this has been a shorter one, actually.
Yeah, we usually go on for like 2.5 hours.
Should be at 2 hours by now.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so last question. Okay, Exploding Jelly second channel. Question.
That's the greatest name ever. Or seriously, Exploding Jelly second.
Yeah.
We don't even get questions from the first channel. Thanks a lot, Exploding Jelly.
At least honor us with the first.
I mean, now you know how they feel about us, but let's hear this question.
Second
I guess.
rate question: do you guys think that stick figures can make it to TV? If done right? The reason why I said this is because my comic has stick figures used characters, but with well done backgrounds and designs.
Wow, that's the kind of question I would expect from that channel.
Look, if 12-ounce mouse can get on TV, anyone can get on TV.
Well, the 12-ounce mouse got on TV because it costs nothing.
Yeah.
So if you went to a network and go, look, that's how Craig Ferguson became really profitable, is he fired his whole big staff, and it was just like a really small staff, and it cost nothing, and they made tons of money, because if they're not spending anything, it's like it's all profit. So if you make a show like that, then fine. But I don't know. It's like, sure, but I don't think it would do that well, because people kind of do most people like something that's very well produced. Like your normal person isn't going to watch a shitty produced thing.
Unless it's
I think it'll be the next Johnny Test. As in, they'll never stop producing episodes.
Oh, well, they stopped producing episodes of Johnny Test.
Yeah, but I mean, it went on for such a long time. It was just
3 whole days.
I was starting high school when Johnny Test premiered. And it barely ended last year, and I'm going to end college soon.
Oh my god. How does that make you feel, Jim?
Johnny?
When Johnny Test premiered, I don't know. When did that premiere? I don't even know.
Like 2006?
I don't want to answer that question.
Oh. Yeah, but like, hey, remember all those stick figure fights on like Newgrounds and whatever? Those were awesome.
I mean, you could do I'm sure there's a way to do it, but I don't think it's like something networks are like clamming over, you know? It's like I don't think it would really happen probably.
I mean, what's John Callahan, he could barely move his hands and had to draw with like I think his teeth or gripping the pencil with both hands because he was in an accident. He could get something on TV. Anyone can get cartoon on TV. Yeah, stick figures.
Yeah.
Yes. So I guess this is the end of the podcast. Who are you?
No, we didn't talk about Star Wars. Anyway, the trailer was good.
Yeah.
That's my review.
Wasn't that great? Like, I love how sweaty that one guy is, the Black Stormtrooper. He was sweaty as hell, and that's all.
I'll be sweaty too if I was.
He's from Attack the Block.
Oh yeah,
That alien movie.
Yeah,
That's an awesome movie.
Like, I'm glad they didn't use like CG for his sweat. Like that's good.
Well, like that generally.
You know, if it was George Lucas, you would have done CG sweat.
Very authentic sweat on his face. Like he has no other expressions in that trailer. He's just like.
I love.
Are they gonna do the? You remember when the last trailer someone made George Lucas's cut of it? I wonder if they'll do that to this one.
Yeah, because the George Lucas cut of the New Hope, what's it called?
Force Awakens.
The Force Awakenings trailer. It's the same trailer, but they just add a bunch of lasers or glowy effects or just rocks everywhere.
I hope when The Force Awakens comes out, George Lucas does a vlog review of it. And that's what I really want. I think that would be the best. He's like, well, first off, I mean, where was the intergalactic trade law?
It's just him in his room. Like he has a Star Wars poster in the background.
But he doesn't edit it, and it's just one shot, and his wife's banging on the door. What are you doing? And he's like, shut up. Shut up.
Talking about Star Wars.
I'm filming a video.
Have you heard of the internet? This is the new frontier.
And like Jar Jar, because he can't help himself, like a monster walks by in front of the camera during photo.
Yeah, he CG's a monster walking in front of him every so often.
Oh my god. Sorry I stopped the podcast from ending. I just figured people wanted to hear what we thought of that trailer.
He probably pays like servants to work for him, but have them dress as Jar Jar.
I wonder how much jizz is going to be in a new Star Wars movie.
Oh yeah, Star Wars jizz. Like, Nicolas, do you know about Star Wars jizz, right? You're in the know.
No.
Okay.
Every time when I watch Star Wars.
Well, Star Wars
Nicholas,
jizz.
you know about jizz, right? Let me explain it.
No.
Okay, so Star Wars jizz is you know that song? That song?
What was that?
Did I do it right?
I don't know what you did.
Cantina song?
Yeah, the Cantina song.
Yes, the Cantina song. It's like.
Yeah, I know what that is. The song, at least.
Yeah, that's a genre of music in the Star Wars universe because they have their own genres of music. It's called jizz.
Yeah, so
It's not.
It's official.
No, that is
something
official.
I want to listen to anymore.
Yeah, there's all sorts of jizz. There's actually a list of jizz instruments on the official Wikipedia. That's the Wikipedia.
Well, everybody knows there's only one jizz instrument, if you really think.
I mean, you got
It's nasty.
you got the plong sounder, the peel rod.
Oh my god, are those the real instruments?
The Omni box. The now.
These are all double entendres.
Let's see, the Clue-hoom, the Jizz
The super incredible thingamajig.
You can make anything sound like a double entendre if you think long and hard about it.
The Silverhorn Trez classic. It's genius.
I mean, though, there's nothing like watching live hot jizz. So.
Oh yeah, jizz for
I
your
love
soul.
when jizz is in your ear, man. Like headphones.
I just love it when it when it just slowly dribbles into your ear, and it's just like the warmth.
This is not safe for work anymore. First it was racist, and now it's getting...
It's getting pretty jizzy here.
Welcome to hell.
Classic late night jizz.
As I flicker the light on and off, welcome to hell.
I don't think I want to come back anymore, because...
There's no escape. Once you're in, there's no going out.
Unless you're Katrina, who was only on once.
Oh no. Yeah.
I have to go back in time and stop Pan from inviting me here.
Oh.
Well, you'll start a butterfly effect and start like 9/12 or something.
Yeah, you'll start a butterfly effect.
It'll be worth it.
Oh.
I've been made a fool here today.
No.
I'm pretty sure people are already getting ready to complain about me in the comments.
No, don't be nice to Nicolas. She draws art. Go follow her blog. Art.
Nice to Nicolas.
We had to look. We should be nice to her because we had to force all these jizz comments in her face, and that's not fair.
No. She's 12. Leave her alone.
I think it's time we end.
You're harassing this poor
disaster.
12-year-old.
I think we've jizzed up the place.
This is my niece, people.
All right. This is the Pizza Party Podcast. Who are you people?
I'm Pan Pizza.
I'm Jim. Sorry. That's all I have to say.
I like to apologize, but Monster High is fucking trash.
How dare you?
No one says anything else. Monster High is shit. I will not stand for it anymore in the podcast. Okay, we're done.
And our guest here today was
Nicolas.
Yeah, follow our art blog. Yeah.
Follow her art blog. Please commission her so she.
Hey, is someone talking about jizz here?
Oh Jesus!
And we can end on.
Please commission Nicolas so she can buy a new house.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really need a new phone, actually, but that's besides the point.
Okay, that too.
Yeah, she needs to listen to them.
Please help her buy a new phone, preferably an iPhone 5S, so she can talk to Siri.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, bye everybody.
Bye. The terrorists win again.
Terrorism.